evening, everyone. I'm Melody, co-founder of The Whole Card, where you find yourself today, and welcome to the table, and welcome back to Tabletop Tuesdays. I love Tabletop Tuesdays so much. It's just one of my favorite nights of the week. We've got Empress Jenn is returning to us tonight. I'm so excited. I'm so glad she's back. Just my world feels just complete again. I felt like there was a missing piece, and she's back, and I'm so happy. Don't start singing, Ryan.
You triggered.
I basically demanded it.
You triggered two references.
I'm sorry.
And you demanded that I be quiet.
I know. I'm a monster. But we're going to be continuing our Fantasy Age adventure in High Falls Swale. We're using the Fantasy Age core rulebook and the companion book and the bestiary, which is all accessible through Green Ronin Publishing. This is not sponsored at all. This is just what we do for things that we like a lot. I'm sorry the image is backwards. Yay, bits! Thank you so much for the bits. But yes, Fantasy Age. If you are relatively new to RPGs, I highly recommend you get your hands on it. I think it's a nice balance between some relatively simple mechanics and some variables that still give you a lot of room to create a really interesting character and scenario. The other thing I want to mention before we get started, we have a couple of donation incentives going. So any bits that you donate tonight, we do have, if you look below the stream, you can see under support game night, there is now a tab there, a hyperlink to the table that shows all of the rewards you can get for donating bits and cash donations for Tabletop Tuesdays. Take a look at that list. Some of the things include like our Wheel of Whims, which we had from Titan's Grave. So you can spin the wheel, you get a chance to get any of the listed rewards that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get necessarily. It's not probable, but it is possible. You can give out stunt points, rerolls, crit success, crit fail, and if you are a subs only can actually purchase with bits or with your cards, which is our stream currency, a one-shot kill. So during a combat encounter, you'd be able to instantly kill or stun, whatever you want to do. No, the DM does not get this. It is only for the players, and they can use it on any of the characters I throw at them. And then we do have, well, you can't kill a major boss, is all. You can stun a major boss. You can instant kill a minor enemy. And then we do have cash donation rewards that we're testing out. Let us know what you think about them. It's going to be in like cumulative tiers. So every $25 is going to unlock a reward for either myself, the DM, or for all of the PCs. So at $10, it's just for funsies. We'll do an NPC naming poll. For 10 minutes, if you're in chat, throw out any names, male or female names. Tag Eule Fox in it. Who's one of our players here tonight. Oh my goodness! Thank you for the bits. Thank you. Yes, tag Eule in with your suggestion so that she can make note of it. And then after the 10 minutes is up, we're gonna do a little poll. We'll pick a name at the end of stream, and it'll be great. And that you'll see that character somewhere in our campaign because I promised I would do it. And then every $25 will unlock another quick poll that either the DM or the PCs will receive some kind of treat. For example, the very first one is a critical success token.
Oh.
What? What do you want it to be?
Ice cream.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not ice cream. How am I supposed to get ice cream across the world to where our other players are?
Dry ice.
Fair enough. Maybe in the future, one of the rewards will be ice cream. We'll see. So, yes, keep your eye out on those donations. Go ahead, pull that hyperlink. Pull that link up, bless you, so that you can see what is available to you and where your money is going, because we're here to have a great time with all of us, the players, and with you guys. We want you to take part and have a very direct role in what goes on in this game. So, there you go. At least all of us are on the East Coast. That's true. That is true. And then the last thing is, as you are donating bits, and you are getting rewards for those bits in-game, it is also helping us in our donation goal. We're trying to raise money for lodgings for Origins Game Fair, which we will be in Columbus, Ohio in June 13th to the 17th, and we will be reporting back to you from Columbus. If we are able to fill the donation goal, then we will stream from Origins. We will do our best to do a stream. I don't know that Twitch will cooperate with us at the actual convention, like during the day, but certainly at night, we'll give you a recap of our day and play a game while we do it maybe, and it's gonna be great. So we'll be doing that if we can get the donation bar filled by June 6th, I believe. I really should just double check that. I keep ending that with I think, maybe, and I really should say it definitively. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna hop right back into our adventure.
Cat is judging our neighbors right now.
She's very observant. She likes to do these things. So, let's quickly reintroduce who everyone is here at the table with us. And I believe you can use command players. Command players will also tell you who everybody is. But quickly, hello everyone again. I'm Melody. I am the DM for our game tonight and for the foreseeable future. This is a homebrew campaign that I wrote. I am an author, and writing is something I really enjoy doing, as well as being nerdy. Thank you, Chod. Yes, it is command players. I'm glad. So I made this game based on the little starter campaign in the back of the core rulebook, which again, get your hands on. And I'm excited to run my player through the paces tonight. So that's gonna be fun. And let's start with what you guys view as the top left corner, and that's gonna be Eule Fox.
Hi, everybody. I'm a little out of it because I have a cold, so I'm sorry.
Excuses.
If my eyes just glaze over. But yeah, I am playing my personal favorite character, Arade Tatiel, or Aradwin is her full name. She is a rogue elf who just needed to get out of the house and is now out of the house and is very happy about it.
Awesome. And
So, yeah, that's my story.
works for me. She's quiet. Who is quiet?
Yeah, she's not loud at all.
Oh.
I'm like
Bump
yelling.
that all
See
the
if you
way
can-
up.
Okay. Desktop is up, so it's just the other players will have to be mindful of, because I think they're pretty good, but we're gonna find out.
They're not.
No? Alright, well, desktop audio is up as best I can. Let's test it out. We're gonna move over to Yuli's left, and we've got Chod Father. Chod.
Hi, I'm playing Rhea, the human warrior ranger who hates bears for reasons.
Awesome. Short and sweet and to the point. It's great reasons, guys. Because bears are gross. Bears are dumb. And directly below Chod Father, we've got Jenn, Empress Jenn.
Hello, so I am playing Lucrecia Caffrey, also known as Lucy Caffrey. I'm a halfling mage, literally free from under her father's controlling controlling thumb. That's what it is? Yeah, one of those. And I'm just happy to meet new people and make new friends.
Like, brand new best friends, like, right off the bat.
Oh, brand new best friends.
Best
They're
friends.
best friends.
I want to say I did Lucy some justice. I want to say I did her some justice when you weren't here.
You
I-
did.
We did okay?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. And then last but certainly not least, Ryan, my fellow co-founder of the whole card here.
I am Tari Grimarm, Dwarven Rogue, splendid beard, and not good in social talking situation things.
He doesn't understand social cues.
Nope.
No touching. No touchy.
I think it's pretty great.
It's funny because I don't either.
He does. You do okay.
I know, but
Tari
I mean,
is like a really dramatic form of
I thought
you.
about this again today, being at the bar a few weeks ago and meeting that person, the friend of a friend, and her like asking me like, "So what do you do?" I'm like, "I do this," and then just like dead pause for a little bit, and consciously having to be like, "And you? What do you do for a living?" Even though I don't give it.
Conversations do tend to continue that way. That is true.
Did I just human right?
It is hard to human. It's difficult to human. It is. So, as a quick recap for everyone, where we are in our adventure. So our young heroes have returned from choosing night, where some very strange happenings took place. And after some interrogation by the Peak Guard, who is the law enforcement of High Falls Swale, as well as some of the ladies' swords, some folks who arrived at High Falls Swale a couple of years back with the return of their lady, the Lady Kira Fairhall. They were questioned, and all of the answers seemed to point back to the four of these kids, now adults, and the strangeness seemed to surround them. So they were escorted back to Road's End to have a meeting with Lady Kira Fairhall. Yes, the ladies' swords. Ladies apostrophe. They were not able to speak to her directly, though, as they were told by Olivia Ormir, the liaison to the High Seat, that she had fallen ill and she was not able to see them. So they spoke to her instead and gave her all the information about what happened at choosing night. She seemed satisfied with their answers. Her husband, Lord Dungan Ormir, interrupted the end of their conversation in order to thank the players, or to thank the heroes for coming and to escort them around town, around the city, to all of the highlights of the city, and then kind of let them roam free as adults for the evening on his coin. And thus they did. Arade had to sit back for a few hours as she got a little too drunk, a little too excited to celebrate. Had to sleep it off, and Lucy stayed with her to make sure she was okay. While Tari and Rhea made some less than friends in one of the gambling houses. And then they all met up at the Singing Priestess Tavern in Tavern's Row. Kitty, stop. And witnessed some terrible theater and spoke to a woman named Ilna after they found the private room where she was waiting. They spoke to her, and she gave them some information about how they might, if they wanted to, get an audience with Lady Kira. It involves finding a man named Sir Elone Whitmount.
Which I drew, guys.
Which Ryan apparently drew a picture of him. There you go. There you go.
Very
Ryan is
sorry
an
for
artist.
you.
Happy Dracula.
I don't know why he
Nope.
looks like Dracula. But I guess that's his
Vampire?
interpretation.
With
Tari
like a
doesn't draw
farmer's
good either.
hat.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So yes, they were told if they are able to get Sir Elone Whitmount to Road's End, they will certainly be able to gain an audience with the Lady of the High Seat. Before she took her leave and left you guys alone to do what it is you were going to do. That being said, you guys are still sitting in this private room of the Smiling Priestess. One of the male performers has just finished dancing that Tari was observing and enjoying his dance, apparently.
Banana
And
hammock.
gemmed banana hammock.
Gemmed banana hammock.
And what are you guys going to be doing now as we begin?
Well, seeing that we can't do anything right now, I'm getting blackout drunk.
Okay.
I've already done that tonight.
So you're gonna spend the rest of the evening just drinking and watching the show in the classy side room?
Yes?
Okay, that's Ray's plan. Are you guys doing the same thing? Just gonna
Lap
stick with her?
dance.
I'm gonna order a bunch of food.
They only have like small plates here. I mean, you can get, and the kitchen
It's
closes
not-
very soon. So,
Then give me all of them.
okay. So the man in the silk pants that it does not all hide anything going on down there comes by your table and takes all of Rhea's many drink orders, all of Irade's many food orders, Tari mentions a lap dance, to which he says there is a side room if you'd like
I'm there
to.
before you.
I look at Arade and just go, make sure he looks and doesn't touch. And then drinks.
Why is that my job?
And before you run off,
I'm-
Tari,
Huh?
you are asked if you have a preference of a male or a female dancer.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'm
We'll
just
be
gonna
sure to
look
get that
at
line
Arade
ready
and
for
just
you,
go,
sir.
because I had to watch over him while you were knocked out.
Fine.
Okay. And Lucy, what are you up to?
The sound difference between us and the others is drastic.
Okay, that's fine. I can lower us. Did Jenn freeze? Oh no, she's there. Just kidding. Are you muted? You're muted! Yeah, you are.
She's not muted.
No, she's not.
Oh.
Not according to Discord.
Hey. Now what?
No, there you are.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Oh,
Then she,
I guess I must have messed around my sound and did something wrong.
Whoops. You're back.
or it could just be Discord.
No, Dre, you are very much helping
No, Dre,
us.
please help us because that's important that
Because
you guys tell us what we sound like.
We can't hear the
it.
stream. You can. So this is more helpful than
Yeah, it's totally
anything.
fine. And when you say drastic difference, are Ryan and I significantly louder, and so we need to pull back, or are we too quiet?
Is there anyone who is really quiet and who's really loud? Let's just start there.
I'm looking at our meter, and like we were peaking a little bit, and then Chod was peaking a little bit, so I pulled them both back just a smidge.
Apparently, Chod sounds good.
Okay.
Yuli's alright. Jenn was quiet. I don't know what the status on that is now, but there was a big difference apparently between the two of us and you guys, and people
Okay.
were trying to adjust volumes and number.
Sorry. Thank you guys for sticking through that. Donations help us get better equipment, and then we cannot have these problems.
And then we can just fly everyone down to Georgia for
Yay!
Once
Every
a week.
Tuesday. Every
Yay!
Tuesday.
G-word.
Oh, do remember Eule, by the way. Errade.
Tandy has emotes.
Tandy! Hey! Errade, you do have a reroll token that you earned last week.
Woohoo!
I have these temporary tokens before we get our fancy pretty tokens, so you do have a reroll token. There's also Dre. You need to decide who you would like to give the critical fail token to that they can then spend. It doesn't give them a critical fail. It allows them to spend a critical fail. And then if my mom shows up, she has a critical success token to assign to any one of us. So there you go. So Lucy, what are you up to? As Tari's getting a lap dance, Erade's making sure he doesn't touch the dancer, and Ray is getting shit-faced.
I'm actually following Tari and Arade because I'm curious to see all the commotion back there too.
Excellent.
Yay, Dukes.
So we're gonna go ahead and say Rhea has been enjoying just whatever's been coming on the this private stage, and getting.
And I tell Rhea, don't eat my food.
She's probably
I will
watching.
eat some of it.
Like with the fish. I played Rhea right too.
Listen, if you don't want your food to be eaten, get food for the other person watching your food.
Okay, but you're the one who made me leave the table.
I didn't say you couldn't take your food with you.
There is no food in the private chambers, I'm afraid. Says the man who's about to lead you guys away.
I'm like, Lucy, make sure he doesn't touch the dancers.
Okay. You got it. You got it, best friend.
Problem solved.
All right, so Lucy and Tari are going to the private room while Arade and Rhea eat and drink. Rhea, can you please roll me a Constitution drinking, please? Which is, in Fantasy Age, you roll 3d6, or 3 six-sided dice for all of your rolls. 2 are one color, 1 is off-colored. That is your stunt die. I've set a target
Can I
number.
choose to fail?
You can choose to fail, sure.
I choose to fail.
Excellent.
Because this is going to be a long night of drinking. Yeah,
it turns out to be a very short night of drinking for you, because within an hour, you're done. You took all the shots immediately, and like 50 minutes later, out. Like
Attaboy.
completely out.
Girl.
Watching
thank you for the
while
bits.
having to watch over Tari took a lot out of me.
Fair enough.
I just wanted to forget it.
No problem. Tari and Erade, you just kind of watch as Ray is kicking back her drinks. You're eating and kind of watching some of the dancers. Some of the dancers are very playful with you as you guys are at a closer table. And you're like about to tell Rhea something, and you just see her just completely out.
It was a good night.
It sounds like you guys had a good night. Whereas Lucy and Tari, you go to one of the back rooms. When the gentleman who led you there sees it's both of you, he quickly gets a second chair. They're very plush, very comfortable chairs, almost like small thrones. And you are asked to sit and be very comfortable. Lucy, they are not halfling sized, so your feet are just kind of wriggling. like a foot or two above the ground.
It's so adorable.
There's like this.
It's like, who let this child into the strip club?
The whole room is a little bit smoky, as there's like wafting scented perfumes that seem to fill the room, and you feel very relaxed as the first dancer comes in. It's a woman who is dressed in these very sheer silks, but she also has the same kind of coverings that the other dancers had. And she, starts to dance for you guys, first away, and then inching ever closer to you both, using the silks to kind of wrap around your neck, Tari, a little bit, takes another one and wraps it around Lucy, and kind of lets it just kind of flit around her little halfling body, very suggestively, and this continues. Both of you, please roll me Please roll willpower self-discipline if you have the focus.
Can I choose to fail?
You may.
I don't want to.
Okay.
12.
12, okay.
Mine is bad. Maybe. Oh my gosh, stop it.
You can't roll the cat.
You can't roll the cat.
She just.
We're not that kind of stream.
How did you do, Lucy?
9. I got 9.
Okay, so Tari, you're watching, just mesmerized by this dancer. She's absolutely beautiful. This long black hair that falls like right in just the right places over her chest.
The beard
and
starts to curl up a little bit.
yeah,
like
it
that.
does.
Yeah.
It definitely does. And she notices this, and you're like sort of like leaning forward in your chair as she's dancing for you, and she finds it like very charming as she continues to dance and goes behind you, kind of puts the silk around your beard a little bit. Before drawing it up over your face and like bringing her hands around you, and then she turns her attention to Lucy, kind of playing with her hair, pulling it aside, touching her neck, and Lucy just melts. She's like following her hands, like trying to touch her, to which the dancer pulls away and then like just stumbles out of her chair and just like falls on the ground, like not even able to like kind of control herself. To which the dancer is a little bit put off by that and continues to dance around Tari a little bit more until the end of her dance, and then goes off. And the male dancer comes in afterwards, and begins a very similar sensual routine.
With a silk and everything.
Yeah, except he has other places to put said silk and wrap around and such.
See, when you said that, I just imagined he was like pulling like the silks out.
Oh yeah, that's where it starts. It starts like inside the banana hammock and finds its way out. One silk, and then almost like circus style, like magician style. It's like one silk wrapped around
So when he
another.
finally gets it out and there's no bulge there and it's actually a woman.
Oh no, you're pleasantly surprised that there is in fact a bulge still there.
We've been reverse trapped.
And the dance continues.
I like that we're spending more time with the strippers.
I'm okay with this, but no, the dancing continues.
Maybe a day trip to Connecticut.
And Lucy still kind of can't Like, she's almost, like, trying to, like, reach out and touch
can't.
him every time he comes by, and he has to, like, actually, like, slap her hand away a couple of times. And then, before you know it, the music stops, and the dancer leaves, and the gentleman that brought you in said, wishes you a good evening, hopes that you had a good time, and, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Unless you wanted another dance.
I'm gonna
So,
bed.
it's bed.
I think it's bedtime.
Okay.
I think Tari needs to have a cold shower.
And Lucy's just like crying that it's
And Melton.
over and like trying to see if she can spot where the dancer went. Like she can't
I'm
even
gonna
control
take
herself.
Lucy's hand and take her with me.
You're gonna have to guide her.
Yeah,
Probably.
are we sharing a room at the inn?
You are.
But they were
I don't think I want to share a room with them.
Well,
they were
Tonight.
so
Are we
pretty.
sharing a bed too? Because that could
just
get
like
dirty.
that, Lucy. No, there's enough beds for all of you.
Oh, good.
I
Well,
already
there's
slept
2
for
beds.
4 hours
He only
tonight.
got you the one room. He got you the one room, 2 large beds, but you could probably use your own bedrolls if you want.
Wake up, accidentally
Yeah, I'm gonna
spooning
sleep
somebody.
in my bedroll on the
You
floor.
might.
I did that once.
You and Lucy, Tari and Lucy go back out and see Irade next to a completely passed out Rhea, who I assume you guys help back to the Prosperous Peak Inn.
Yeah.
Bitch, you better.
You can leave her if you want to. That's your choice.
I start dragging her by myself. And just
No, I mean-
look around and like,
No, I'm gonna help because I'm the only one who's like big enough to pick her up.
Yeah, I'll grab like her
Others
hand.
are like half her height.
It's true. You might need a hand. Tari, if you want to help.
But that doesn't stop me from like standing and watching
Yeah.
them trying to do it.
Tari, go ahead and roll a strength might if you have it.
12.
12? Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle, but you're able to kind of like flop Rhea over. Her hands are dragging. Like she's much taller than you.
I'm also very not lucidly trying to sing "I've Got Friends in Low Places."
This is happening. This small commotion as you guys make your
As
way.
she sings that, I just like
Also,
smack
I think
her
Rhea's
ass and like,
face
stop it.
Would be
Smack
right
her
about
ass?
Tari's butt.
Well, yeah, imagine it like she's over my shoulder, like, you
Give her
know.
a little pat,
So that, like, you know, if she needs to throw up, she does it behind me.
and you might be still feeling a little frisky. So you give her a
No,
little
no,
pat.
because he's singing I have friends in low places, like, it's an insult to me being short.
She
Just
might.
like cup of
I was actually more going to the fact that I'm a ruffian
Well,
ass end of the swale.
I misinterpret the song and slap
We
your
can
ass
have
anyway.
several meanings.
And you guys
also,
so
I am not lucid at all. I'm just doing this for the lulz. For
And
stream.
you guys make your way back to the Prosperous Peak Inn, where you make your way back outside, and Duncan Ormir actually is waiting for you with a carriage to help get you back to the Prosperous Peak Inn.
That's good.
And he looks at you guys and he says, "Well, certainly looks like you had a fantastic evening. I hope that is true."
I turn around and show Rhea, and I just like yank on her hair, and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, we had a really good time."
What was that stupid movie? What's the movie?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes, that's the one. Pulling a Weekend at Bernie's.
No.
And he says, "Well, let's get this one back. Seems the other one. And Irade, I'm glad to see that you are feeling better as well. Let's get you all back. Get you to bed. You have a few more exciting days left here in Rhodes End. You guys return to the Prosperous Peak Inn up in the Northern District. When you arrive, there are still a couple of tables full, including that first table you noticed when you got there. That was it had a few lords and ladies. Well, a good number of lords and ladies. They all look very well dressed. They are sitting around the table. There's fewer of them now. There's only a handful of them now. But they are sitting together, and it seems like they are joyfully discussing celebrations of some kind as you guys are walking in. You overhear some of the conversation. You see there's one man standing there. He's got this really nice. Uh-oh. The echo has returned. Curses. It's funny, I never hear the
Echo
echo.
2, Electric Boogaloo.
I never hear the echo in the playback, but whatever, it's fine. So you see this man with this like thick, gleaming, black and gray, like graying mustache with these matching thick eyebrows. He adjusting his collar while he's talking to these other high class.
What kind of
folks.
mustache are we talking about here?
We're talking about like a handlebar mustache.
That's exactly what I drew. I don't take notes. I draw pictures. Really bad pictures.
If we hit $5, it's gonna be like a mystery tier. If we hit $5, I'm gonna do a notes check on one of my players, and if they have satisfactory notes, they'll get a token of some kind.
Oh dear.
$5 donation.
I can tell you right now, if
Shame
you do a notes check on me, I will send you a picture of the field I'm playing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now.
Fair enough.
Wow.
And if I find the notes are not satisfactory, I get a token.
So I drew a picture of this guy in like a hat.
I still know what's going on.
But
That's
immediately
the
above his
thing.
head says tight dress. I'm like,
Tight dress. You see, yeah, the man with the mustache is adjusting his collar as he's speaking to a woman with dark hair who has this very, very tall woven hat with just covered in flowers and ribbons. And she's holding this glass of wine. You hear her saying, "Oh, it's hardly even a contest, my sweet friends. Beguiling Gems will have every eye on Two Falls this year. Between the reopening, and the gala all week, we can't be topped. I mean, Road's End will just be a foyer to the hidden jewel of the Swale. Who's going to compete? Vance? Dungan? He's grown complacent as second best to Road's End. Leora is the only real competition because of the sheer size and location of the capital." And the man with the mustache looks at her and just says, "Oh, you slick folks all look down on us in Taine's Ride, but let me tell you, this year we're going to be the most coveted plot of land in the entire Swale for the crowning of the Five." And then the woman goes again, "Oh, that's precious, Joseph. Not as precious as my gems, but precious all the same." And he looks back at her and says, "Emile, my dear, if you weren't a lady, I'd say something else right quick, but seeing as you are, and a fine one at that, I'll simply say you are mistaken. We've still got some months to put everything together in Celia Plain, and I ain't gonna spoil what the surprise is just yet. I need Sir Whitmount to finish his rounds before the real planning can begin, but you mark me, it will be like nothing ever come out of Taine's Ride before." And there's a
When
man...
he says Taine's Ride, I'm going to say, damn straight.
You see the man looking over. He kind of peeks over at you and gives a nod, to which Dungan also sees them and starts walking over there.
am I still carrying her?
You are.
Like move her arm so that she gives a thumbs
Go,
up.
nice. And a man next to the dark-haired woman who you now know is named Emile.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Oh no, I lost my place. Oh, where did I go? No." Here it is. Sorry. There's a man next to Emile who also is dressed very nicely, like velour. It looks like, despite being summer, and a nice tie that's like more of a ribbon than a tie. With these, he has
He's in
these
a
sunken
velour
cheeks.
suit?
Is it a boat?
A nice velour suit.
Oh yes, it's
Velour.
very nice.
It's real velour.
He has these sunken cheeks, but also dark hair slicked back, and he says, "Oh yes, are you still having trouble over there, Joseph? I've heard rumors I don't much care for at all, especially if the trouble is moving south." And Joseph says, "It is being handled, don't you worry. However," and he turns to another man who looks years younger than the others, very sturdily built, light brown hair, it's coiffed, and he's wearing light plate armor. And he said, Joseph says to this man, "Gregory, we could use a few more patrol by Vastcliff. Until Sir Whitmount returns from there, which really ought to be any day now, we still have people to relocate."
Where?
Vastcliff. And Gregory says, of course, I'll speak to Lord Bonemantle immediately. Anything for a friend." And at that point, Duncan interrupts them, going over to the table and slams his hands down with this jolly grin on his face, and he says, "Oh yes, my friends, indeed. You're still here, huh? Don't you have jobs to do, huh? What do I pay you for?" And he starts laughing, this mighty laugh that shakes his entire belly. And he points back to you four and says, I was showing these fine young swale folk around our beautiful city, which, my sweet Emil, I couldn't help but overhear you saying would be, that we would be second best to Two Falls? Oh, no, my dear lady. Both Rhodes End and Adrianham have me to keep them as the top attractions.
To which I say, damn straight.
He looks back and he says, that's a real man right there. That's a grim arm over there.
Shut.
And he says, Leora and I do have meetings coming up shortly now that one set of festivities is already passed.
How overluring.
Speaking of, and he said, speaking of our last celebration, have you had the pleasure yet to meet these young heroes? And he motions you four over. He introduces you one at a time, although he politely does not overly focus on Rhea as she is slumped over Tari's arm.
Hello! I'm gonna put her in a chair.
Fair enough. And he says, these are our young heroes. Or at least I hear people calling them champions. How does that sound, huh? Our champions. I could use a good set of heroic folk like you. Tari, since you're so close, actually, all of you, except Rhea, can you please roll me a perception seeing test?
Yeah. You sure you don't want to make it hearing? Hearing?
It could be
Okay.
hearing, yeah.
Starting off with the crappy rolls.
How'd you do?
13.
13, okay.
11.
11?
Uh, 12.
12. Okay. Lucy, you're a little too caught up in just like how beautiful these people look, as these are very high class looking people. They are stunning compared to the rest of the patrons currently in the Prosperous Peak Inn, and certainly a lot more stunning than anyone you saw down in Taverns Row. But Irade and Tari, you two notice as Duncan is, even as Duncan arrived, and as he motions to you guys mentioning heroes, and how he could use these champions, you notice one of the women. She's sitting directly next to the man that they mentioned as Gregory.
It's in my notes here. His name is Gregory. He's got plate armor. Mm-hmm.
Very good. You notice.
All I wrote
picture
was
of him,
flower
too.
hat.
Oh Lord. Do you
That
wanna-
dude swole.
Fantastic. It's a good picture. It's a good picture. The woman, she's dressed a little bit more modestly than, or a little more humbly than the others. And you see her start coughing a little bit into her, like she was mid-drink when Duncan spoke, and as he spoke, she started coughing and putting her drink aside and keeping her eyes down. And you see the man next to her kind of pat her hand and kiss it. Gregory, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But he continues, speaking with the others, and you notice that this woman, by deduction, since she's not the other gentleman you didn't hear her name from, you have to imagine this is Leora. And she just...
Then who the heck is Vance?
She has the plague.
What?
Who's Vance?
I mentioned Vance?
You
Oh,
mentioned
Vance is the other man sitting there. Another older looking man.
The other man?
This
The
guy
other
with this,
man.
mink hair back with the bow tie that's, more like a ribbon?
No, that's...
He's the velour.
Crap, what's his name? You didn't get his name, actually. But he is sitting very close to Emil. You can imagine it might be her husband.
Got it.
Gregory.
They're from Two Falls. Lucy, you would know these two. It's Emil and Reinhard Parrish. I don't want to throw too many names. They're not all necessarily immediately important, but that is the group that is sitting there at the table. But
You know
yes,
what
you-
this would be great for?
This is important.
Leora does not lift her eyes again after her little
Never had
coughing
flash.
fit of Dungan's arrival. But Dungan says, I don't want to keep these folks up for too long, though. They seem to be heading to bed after an exciting night. But I hope you four enjoyed yourselves. I know Rhea clearly did. I have much to do in the morning, though. I need to be on my way. It was a pleasure to see you all. I hope you all as well. He's addressing the fine folks. Get to bed. Have a great night. And I will see you all. I'll see you all soon.
So,
And he makes his way out.
question.
Answer.
Just to gather what we heard in the conversation.
Okay.
Sir Whitmount, who's someone that we want to bring back to Road's End, right? To get an audience with Kira, Lady Kira.
This sounds like something you should be discussing with your folks.
No, I'm saying this as a question.
Okay.
He is in Tane's Ride still right now.
It sounds like he is in Tane's Ride,
Okay.
probably somewhere in the area of Vast Cliff.
Got it.
Okay. The group of high class folks don't seem to have further much to say to you as they continue their conversation about the crowning of the Five Festival and the many things that they are going to do unless you wanted to speak to them or if you were heading straight to bed.
Damn
Rhea
rich
clearly is
bastard.
going to bed. But if you are the rest of you guys off to bed?
These peoples are still there, right?
They are still sitting there having their conversation.
I would like to ask Joseph a few things
Sure.
about Sir Eule.
Yeah, you get his attention. He's sitting on the other side. You sort of have to talk over Vance, no less. He's sitting on the other side with, kind of smoothing back his mustache.
So,
Did you need something?
yeah, I just I heard you mention Sir Whitmount. I've heard some things about him, and
He's a damn fine man.
that is what I've heard.
Then you've heard well.
Good. How is he?
Well, last I heard he was doing just fine. Haven't seen him in some time though. He's been on patrols, as he does.
Patrols. In Tane's Ride, you said.
That is where he spends the majority of his time if he's not up here in the city or, well, whatever else it is he does.
So, would it be possible to get an audience with him? I know he's a busy person.
Well, he loves to talk to people, but you'd have to catch him. Wherever he is. He should be on his way back. He should be on his way back to Celia Plain any day now. He should be back.
Celia,
He's a little off schedule. Just a little off schedule. Nothing to worry about.
he's late. Is this normal for him?
Well, normally he's real good about keeping track of time, but he makes his normal rounds. Sometimes there are some happenings in some of the cities, and he needs to do his duties to keep watch and make sure everyone's safe. And if that could hold up his schedule a little bit.
To bet how
Note.
far from Tane's Ride is Celia Plain.
Well, Celia Plain is the capital city in the region.
I'm unfamiliar.
Yes, you seem like an Adrianham kind of dwarf.
No. Intelligence 1. Yeah, I did not get very good
I don't know
grades.
what that means.
Means not good grades. That's the grading system.
He's
that
an
we have.
idiot.
Ray, you're asleep.
Screw you, I'm drunk. I do what I
You're
want.
drunk.
I do what I want,
Yes.
then.
Yeah.
Yes,
friend.
Celia.
And
Slap her
she
butt
drinks
again.
more.
Yes. When I see her.
Fair enough. Yes, Celia Plain is the capital city, and it's where Sir Eule lives. So he normally kind of touches base, and then continues on his duties, his tour.
Good enough.
But I'm sure he'd be happy to speak with you when he returns.
Yes, absolutely. Would it be all right if I gave him your name to let him know that we know of each other?
Well, sure, why not? Anything for our champions of choosing night.
You gotta pick a
Please don't call us that.
I think it sounds great. I think that's a real nice attraction. I think that'll bring a lot of people in. Just in time for the crown and another 5.
Yeah, there's only 4 of us.
Right. That intelligence 1 thing you mentioned.
It's coming back, guys. Make it come back.
6, but there's only 4.
All right. Well, it was lovely to have met you, and I nod to everybody else at the table as well.
And Leora, they all nod and smile at you very graciously, and Leora just kind of peeks up and goes back to her drink.
And I head up to bed.
Okay.
I don't trust them.
I don't trust Leora. She seems...
Leora?
Leora. My E's look like A's. My A's look like E's. And vice versa.
You did notice she seemed just in general uncomfortable, just amidst the crowd, and particularly so as Duncan arrived. So you guys head off to bed. Erade, before you go though, I need you to give me a perception hearing.
What do my elf ears hear?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Words.
Words, thoughts, feelings.
Emotions.
Perhaps.
Words.
21 and 5 stomp points.
Wow.
I
Dang!
thought you was gonna say 21 and 5 quarters.
Why? Are you drunk? Oh shoot. Sorry guys. I messed up
Only
a thing.
slightly.
Oh no, I messed up a thing. Oh god. Okay, we're back. Holy shit.
1000% professional stream.
1000% professional stream. Sorry, we might go blank for a minute.
The facade is ruined.
It's ruined. It's dead. So Erade, you start heading up behind the others, and something catches your attention. Just amidst the muttering, the mumbling of the tavern, of the inn, you hear this tune. You hear someone humming. And it sounds sort of familiar in a way. You look around. It almost sounds, just so you have an idea of what it sounds like, it almost sounds like someone started riffing on on God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. It kind of sounds like that. And you look around and you see it's coming from this woman at a table by herself, off in a corner. But like it's in a corner, but like has perfect sight of every spot in the Prosperous Peak Inn. And she is looking down at whatever it is on the table in front of her and humming this tune, sort of nodding her head along to it. She's got very, very tight, curly brown hair, sort of tanned skin, and she's in the now familiar black armored attire of the Lady's Swords. And you overhear her humming this tune. Sorry, I realize I'm not specific enough in that it sounds familiar to you in a way, like an old folk song you might have heard when you were young.
What kind of folk song are we talking about?
All right, so
You would not know it, Rhea.
I guess I'm gonna watch everybody else go to bed.
No, I want to just know for player-wise, like, are we talking like Danny Boy or Sweet Caroline?
We're talking like
Um,
I mean like a folk tale. Like it goes to a folk tale.
Johnny Appleseed.
There you go.
That one went down to Georgia.
Davy Crockett.
Yes. So what did you say, Rade? What are you up to?
So I'm gonna watch the others, like walk up to bed
Okay.
and kind of act like I'm hanging back. And then I'm gonna go sit down at the table and say, "Hello, stranger. I haven't heard that tune in a very long time."
To which the woman noticeably jumps at your presence. She has these like wide doe eyes that look right at you. But then she smiles. And she says, "Well, hello, right back to you, stranger. I don't know how you might have heard the song at all, honestly. And I guess I didn't realize I was humming again. I really need to stop doing that. I do that way too much. Sorry. Didn't mean to bother you."
I kind of chuckle and I say, "No, I like your humming. It's something my grandfather used to do as he bustled around our inn. No idea where that may have came from, but just reminded me of good times."
Yeah, but I mean, are you from? Aren't you you're one of the choosing night people?
You could say that. I think I prefer that title to champion, but
Choosing night people. Got it. I'll try to remember that. Which one are you?
I'm the tall elf one.
Elf one. Names. I can do this. And she's like sitting there trying to remember which of the 4 names you could possibly be. It's like, you're not the boy. You're not Tari. Okay. And then there was the halfling girl. Super cute, super adorable.
Super
What was your
annoying.
name?
They call me Arade.
And she looks at you. She's like,
Huh?
wait, are you kidding? Like, from
Oh.
the song? Like, really?
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, you said you knew the song. I was humming. It goes along with
Oh.
Aren't you what? See, I clearly it was a different song. Sorry, it was obviously a different song. You must have thought I was humming. No problem. I'm Fayette. Fayette Honor Song. Nice to meet you, Rade.
Nice to meet you, Fayette. I mean, I recognize the tune. Like I said, my grandfather hummed it. Never really put any words to it, though.
Oh my gosh, you should hear the song. It's a really good song. It's kind of cheesy. It's kind of on the cheesy side. But like, you know, the adventure, of like Lady Webb, and she goes out and she's like fights people and like stands up for the little guy. I love it. Love it. Love it. I love it so much. It's so good. You really should hear it.
Lady
Good.
Webb.
Mm-hmm.
And where did this song originate from?
Originate? I don't know. That's like asking like where did, how did a country begin? You'd have to go back like in all the books and piece it all together. I don't know. It's kind of all over the place, but not in the Swale. I haven't heard anybody in the Swale talk about it. I don't think it's one of your stories. It's definitely an outside the Swale thing.
But, I mean, just assuming, as you are clearly one of the Lady Swords, I would assume
Yes,
the
I am.
palace library would have such information.
I mean, probably like a library outside the Swale. Because, like, inside the Swale, you guys don't seem to care very much about what goes on outside the Swale. It's kind of eerie. You guys are, like, your own little, like, world. Which is, like, it's
Wow.
cute and all. It's cute. It's very sweet, is what I should say. It's very, very sweet. You guys are... I don't mean this as, like, I don't mean this as in a bad way. It's just very... It's very isolated here. It's very, like, you do your own thing. I kind of like it. It's very
Well-
peaceful here.
It has its pros and cons.
Oh, definitely.
How rude of me. Can I get you a drink?
Oh, no. I'm not thirsty. I'm good. I've just got some stuff I'm doing. And you actually see in front of her, she has this little book, a very small tome, and a piece of parchment with her, with some scribbles on it. But she very quickly pushes it aside and into a bag. I was just doing a little bit of late night reading, writing. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just trying to stay focused. I'm very focused. I'm very good at what I do. Very focused.
So does she appear to be an elf or human or?
She appears to be human. Yeah, she appears to be human. She doesn't have the telltale pointed ears of an elf, and you can sort of see her ears between her very curly do.
So clearly you must have ventured outside the swale or originated from outside the swale.
Oh yeah, all
Where
of the
are you
Lady
from?
Swords did. We didn't start here. We came here when when Lady Kira came here. None of us are from the swale, except her. She's from the swale, obviously.
So where are you from, Fayette?
Me? Well, I grew up in INL, which is furthest west. The furthest west coast of Inderleitha. But I was actually born. Hold on. Let me look at the notes because I totally wrote this down. I was actually born in Raven's Run, which is in Ordra, which is more central Inderleitha. But then my family moved, and so I was over there, and then I met with the sword. It's a whole thing.
Well,
That guy.
I hope to hear the full story someday.
I would very much like to tell you the full story, because is your grandfather from the Swale too, and he just like traveled a lot? Because I feel like Swale folk don't really travel a lot. You guys are missing out. There's some great stuff out there.
I never really got to know him. He died when I was very young.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All I know is that he named me.
He has a very good sense of humor then. Oh my goodness. Errate.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And she starts giggling like uncontrollably at this, like, you don't quite understand what's so funny about it, but to her it is just hilarious.
Do you care to let me in on the joke? I would like to know if I'm walking around.
Oh,
with a
no.
joke on
It's
me.
not at all funny to, like, anybody in the Swale. Because you guys don't know the... It's its own lore, you know.
Did someone say lore?
Errate Web... Yes, I said lore.
Rayo wakes up.
Lore?
Did someone
What?
say
Huh?
lore?
Yeah, Errate Web is, you know, the folklore hero who roamed the entire... They say, some people say she roamed the entire world, and then other people say it was like just their country or just their continent, and she saved the day and did all these things, and I think she might have had like a sidekick or something. I don't remember exactly. I never did too much of that. I just like the songs. Some of them are fun. The tunes are catchy. They really get stuck in your ear.
Well,
But I just
I
think
would
it's
like
funny.
to hear the full song someday.
You absolutely, you know what? I mean, okay, don't tell anybody I said this. Don't tell anybody. Keep it on the down low. But, I mean, if you see me around, you know, making my patrols, because I do my job, and I do it well. So if you see me around, just, you know, say hello. And we can totally, like, we'll come back here, we'll get some drinks, and we can totally, like, talk about all the cool stuff outside of the Swale, where your name came from. Oh, so funny. So funny. So funny.
Well, unfortunately, I am expecting a couple of days' journey, but I do like singing on road trips. Do you care to write down the lyrics for me? I clearly remember the tune.
I will try, but I'm a little busy, so I may not have time.
Don't mean to keep you from your work. I'll just make some up while I'm along.
You should, and then you should go around and telling people, like, you, first of all, now that you're done with choosing night, which I hear is like your whole adult thing, you should totally go out of the Swale, totally go around places and tell people your name is Arade. Oh my god, do it. You should totally do it. And then make up your own song. Just add to it.
Oh, I forgot to ask one last question.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come to be in the service of Lady Kira?
Well, she was Well, by the time I found the Lady Swords, she was already the lady of the Lady Swords. So, I mean, they found me. Well, yeah, it's more that they found me, and I really thought they were amazing, and like they saved my life. And yes, amazing. They saved my life, really, and I wanted to join them. And I mean, the others, like especially Petra. Petra, she's super good at what she does, but total bitch. Don't tell her. Oh my god, don't tell her I said that. Please don't tell her I said that.
She's rather stiff.
Yeah, but like she's so good though. Like, don't fuck with Petra. Just don't do it. You're gonna end up with your throat slit. But
Note to self: fuck with Petra.
Note to self: sounds like fun time.
New
We'll
life
fuck with
goal.
she
Fuck with Petra.
None of the other ones were really thought I could do it, but Kira, I guess Kira saw what I could do. Like, she believed in me, and she let me join the Lady Swords, and I have been proving myself. I can totally do it. It was just, unfortunately, after, almost as soon as I joined, then Kira was like, oh, gotta go back to High Fall Swale, and we were like, okay, and so we went with her. I wouldn't fuck with Kira either. Sorry. Lady Kira. Lady Kira. I got it.
Well, unfortunately, we're having a tough time getting to see Lady Kira, even though I assume it's her who has summoned us.
I mean, we are a joke.
I don't know.
Good answer,
Well-
GM.
Good job, Fayette. And I kind of get up and say, well, I don't mean to keep you from your work, and it has been a long night for myself and my companions, but I look forward to running into you again.
Yeah. Find me anytime. Totally. Definitely. Not a problem.
Why was she so talkative and then suddenly not when asked why we were summoned?
Have a good night.
Yep.
And as you leave, and you kind of peek back at her, and you just see her going like, and she goes back to like to doing her work.
And, like, mental note.
Mental note: get her drunk.
Oh, Faye would be a great drunk.
You know, I tried.
So you guys go to bed. However it is you four want to decide how you share the two beds.
Who wants to snuggle? With the beard.
I just, like, roll out my bedroll.
Yes! Done. Too late. It's done. Lucy and Tari are going to snuggle all night, and Rhea and Arade, besties, can do what they're
Were
going
they
to
the
do.
two frisky ones?
I mean, they did both go to the lap dance, and they were both very excited about the lap dance.
We had
And one of them
we had our alone
surprisingly
time
not
before
sorry,
bed.
lost control.
Yeah, it's true. So, you wake up in the morning, and,
Do I need to roll for hangover?
No, I'm not going to make you roll for a hangover. Despite how much you drank, you had drinks at the Smiling Priestess, and they have very high quality drinks that are, they're smooth. You're
Very
okay.
high powered.
Oh, yeah, they're good. So it is the next morning.
Are myself and Lucy clothed?
Are you? You weren't drunk.
Yes, you loon.
I'm glad I wasn't up there for that.
Yes.
So it is the morning. What would you
Just
guys?
sleep in the hallway.
What would you guys like to do?
Breakfast. I
Yep.
like breakfast.
Eat food.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, you go back downstairs.
Is Rhea, like, queasy?
You guys were up pretty late, and thus you woke a little bit late. It's a little bit later in the morning. So when you get downstairs, there is still breakfast available to be had. You can still, it's just the patrons are sort of
So it's
starting to
not
empty.
11 o'clock yet.
It's probably like 9 or 10.
McDonald's has
Immediately.
stopped serving breakfast.
They did not stop serving you breakfast. There is still breakfast to be had.
Okay.
It's just a little bit emptier as like morning rush for their really good food. It's good food at the Prosperous Peak Inn. It's good quality. As they
So we're not at McDonald's, we're at an IHOP. Okay.
Waffle House.
Kill
Well, at the
yourself,
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Yes.
I mean, I
No.
the shiz.
So
Embrace
you
the
guys
Waffle House
order your food. And Linnea Death is reminded that Dungan Ormir has offered to pay for all of this. So she gives you your food, and she also for
Can I get a
Tari,
prairie oyster?
Tari and Lucy. Well, Tari, Linnea Death also says, "Oh, by the way, I was told to give this to you, and you are given a letter." And Lucy. And I'm going to have to switch the screen around for a moment, so I'm going to go to the BRB screen. Don't go anywhere. We are still here. I just have to do something quickly, and I can't do it with the screen up. Jenn, take a look at your private messages on Discord, if you please.
So guys, in case you were wondering, Kira is spelled Khera.
What'd I do? Oh, sorry. I was like, what did I give you? No, that's right. I did write her name down. Holy shit. I freaked myself out.
Darn, I was spelling it with a Y.
I scared myself.
Can I get a prairie oyster at this inn?
How in the... I'm gonna need some hash browns, smothered, covered, and chunked.
You got it, girl. And then she goes and gets you stuff.
I still don't know what that means.
I will teach you, sir.
Oh, it's the best.
You need to learn
Smothered
Waffle
is
House
cheese. No, is smothered or covered cheese?
Not the point.
Chunked is...
I'm sorry.
Well,
Let's continue.
here's how I know it as. You don't ask for cheese. You ask for it with or without.
That's because where you are. You live near weird people.
I live near Philly and I live near Pittsburgh. That's how we ask.
You don't live near Philly. You live near Pittsburgh.
I'm actually closer to Philly.
Oh, that's interesting. So yes, Lucy, you were also told. Oh yeah, and I was meant to give. This was left for you as well. So you were both handed two letters that you can read at your leisure. As the rest of you guys are enjoying your breakfast, and yes, Arade, you are given a plate of sliced and fried potatoes, or rather shredded potatoes, smothered in cheese. There's some chunks of meat, some sweet meat on it.
Yeah, I asked for it with cheese, ham, and onions.
Okay, I was close.
All the way.
Yeah.
Great.
I was close. And some onions. Yes, it is delicious.
Do I get my prairie oyster?
No, they don't have those, sorry. Actually, do they? High or low, Chod? High or low?
Let's go high.
Okay. Yeah, they do actually.
Give me the damn prairie oyster.
It's all yours. Especially because it's on the house. So you guys eat. What is your plan for the day?
Well, we eat, but let's maybe discuss things that happened last night. Kind of feel like we haven't had a chance to actually talk to each other.
In all the revelry?
Is there something you want to talk about, Tari?
What happened after I blacked out?
Is there something you want to share with the group?
Wow, rude. Just
If anything else is happening
We
in
shared
Discord,
a
I can
room
no
last
longer see
night.
it. Just so you know.
what? This is ridiculous. This is a little much, don't you think? For just strange things that we've seen.
And considering that we're regarded as a joke,
And as well, I kind of perhaps see why we're regarded as a joke, because skeptics not believing what it is we've seen, but clearly the Lady Kira believes certain strange things have happened, and that's why she wants to see us.
I'm more wondering what is going on inside or outside the swale that requires 4 idiots to distract them. Distract the swale at large.
Yeah, there's clearly something going on. No one will talk about what is happening currently inside the palace. But why else bring 4 people and pay for their night on the town?
Thank you, Turtle Mesh.
Thank you so much for that sub.
You're
Thank you, thank you,
awesome.
thank you. You're the best, not us. You're the best. I think for 3 months in a row. Thank you so much.
Woo-hoo!
Please continue,
Sorry.
4 of you.
Oh. Yeah, I just kind of recapped that I met one of the Lady Swords last night, and she was very talkative until I asked about why Lady Kira wouldn't see us, and she immediately clammed up.
Oh,
But why drag 4 random strangers back to the city and then pay for their night on the town?
Speaking about that night in the town, every time we mention Bill, we got the same reaction.
You cut out a little bit.
I think he's a charlatan.
I'm assuming.
Why else? And also, if we were some big heroes, why give us what is the rich town idiot?
Well, Duncan Owenmere
Yeah.
is not much of an idiot. He's a very clever and, in my book, deceitful dwarf from Adrianum. I know him well-ish. I know of him well, better than the 3 of you.
I'm just saying, it's like, this is the feeling I got. It's like, they're treating this guy as he is either untrustworthy, which I also get the feel of, and the fact that he's regarded as the guy who has more money than sense, but yeah, I also get the sense that you don't become that rich for no reason.
I agree.
Yeah,
But-
you don't get rich by being stupid, but I also see Rhea's point that, you know, you have to distract the people with bread and circus. I have a feeling we may be being paraded around their circus.
So then, perhaps we want to cut right to the chase and see Lady Kira
Actually,
as
I
quickly
have
as possible.
one more question that I want to propose.
Okay.
When Lady Kira left the Vale, how did she become the leader of the how did she become the patron of the ladies blades?
Lady
And-
Swords.
And why did they come back with her to the swale?
You're asking the wrong dwarf.
Mm.
Maybe we can ask her when we see her.
couldn't-
Maybe
I
she'll tell
couldn't
us.
get much on that front either.
But from what I hear, it is very difficult, even though she apparently wants to speak with us, that she's held up. However, that person that we ran into last night that apparently knew we were in town mentioned Cyrillone Whitmount of Tane's Ride. Perhaps we...
I mean, how do you think he could help?
I don't know, but she seemed pretty sure that if we got him up here, that she would give us an audience.
She said that if we were able to convince him, he'd be able to give us unrestricted and a direct line to Lady Kira.
Makes
So
sense.
he is one of the few people that can get a audience with our lady like that.
And if that's it's a mighty detour, it's quite a ways away.
Well, it's either go out and do something, or sit around here drink and be paraded around as, well, distractions for
Or we
idiots.
try to break into the keep, but I don't recommend that with the ladies' swords around. They seem skilled.
That would be fun for a very short time.
Yes.
I've heard their leader is a bitch.
Well, Kira is.
We
the
met
leader.
her. She is a...
Her coworkers don't think much of her either.
Mm.
As much as I hate to take a detour, I have a feeling that the Surlone Whitmount may be our most direct line to the Lady Kira. And
I
seeing
feel
as
the
how
same.
so few people want to answer our questions, I sure would like a direct answer for once.
Now, do we tell anybody that that is our aim? Or do we say that we're all going home now because we haven't been home since choosing night? And we meet up
Well,
at night.
I'm certain that a few of us could come up with reasonable excuses. I could say that I'm being summoned back by my master.
I have a letter
Arata
from
could
my
say
mother.
that she has to go back and tend to the inn. So,
But it won't escape notice if we all go to Tane's Ride and not back to our respective homes.
I live in the middle of, pardon me, bumfuck nowhere.
I mean, that's true, but the dwarf that hails from Adrenham going back to Tane's Ride, or the halfling from Two Falls going back to Tane's Ride, along with an elf, it's gonna be hard to pass off.
Perhaps we could ask for help. I noticed last night when we came back here that there was someone in that group of nobles, respectable people, that seemed a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she has the plague.
I don't think shyness is a plague yet.
No, but coughing blood and wanting to hide it from
What's
your
the thing about
fellows.
coughing blood?
I didn't say anything about coffee.
I'm like,
That is classic, like, consumption, like coughing and being like, oh no, don't.
It was
like,
more a matter
It was a
of you
reaction.
noticed her. Yeah, it was
that's
more a
the
matter
plague,
of
my friend.
Duncan Ormir arrived at the table and said something and while she was mid drink, and
these
his
are our
arrival.
champions.
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
It was more, I think, that she was shocked, or that she was trying to stifle some sort of unladylike reaction. Either way, I doubt they'll have eyes on us all the time. Nor will, well, it would just raise too many red flags to just, if we press the issue, I doubt they will keep us here and not allow us to go home. Question is, how do we get from home all to Tane's Ride? For me, it's a 20-minute walk. For you all,
Yeah, that's gonna be a little different.
Again, perhaps we try and find this woman who was I believe her name was Leora.
out of character, wasn't she the one from Two Falls?
No, that was Emil. Wow, you have no
Who's
idea
the
how
guy
much drawing stick figures help me remember people's names.
I feel like that was one of our practice in one
Remember,
of my
I said
theater
in
ed
chat,
classes.
I am shit with names. I'm good with people's descriptions.
I
Who
am.
was the guy
I am.
from Tane's Ride that I yelled damn straight to?
That was Joseph.
Maybe
handlebar
we should find
mustache.
Joseph.
The handlebar mustache and the little woo.
And the woo!
Yeah, we need to find the guy with the sweet ass mustache.
Well, he didn't.
Well, I know Emil and Reinhard. They're from my hometown.
That's great, but they seem a little
Do they know you?
douchey.
I don't know.
They are very high tier lady and gentlemen from Two Falls proper.
Is their last name Miller?
Parish.
Oh, Parish.
So it's more along the
Maybe
lines that
handlebar
you
mustache
certainly know
better.
them, Lucy. You may not be on their radar necessarily,
Makes sense.
but you know that they are generally regarded as kind folks. They're nice, if a little aloof.
Can I see a map of the swale real quick?
Can you? Let's.
I mean,
see.
I would know, but I would know these things. I just want to know. Can we shenanigans this?
I don't know that you need to, but yeah, let's see. I don't know that I have. Oh, I must have the map on this page on this computer. I must. Here it is. High Falls Swale. Dink. It is on Twitch, so everyone in Twitch can see. It's not entirely accurate. Despite being the one that came directly from the book, I have adjusted. I've sort of elongated the swale a little bit.
Birmingham, Two Falls.
So Tain's Ride is that very large region south of Road's End. You likely would have been somewhere near this wooded area, Rhea. And
there's no cursor, so.
The wooded area
see
around
where-
where it says Tain's Ride on this side of the river.
On the left or the right side, towards Adraham or Two Falls?
You are. It's north of that central river, and west of the river, going north.
Okay, so it's the one that's like, if we're agreeing the top is north, then it's the one that's directly southwest from Tain's Ride.
That is the cluster of trees. The cluster of trees is directly south of Road's
This
End.
is what he's talking
Yes,
about.
yes.
I got you, fam.
Yes.
So technically,
Thank you.
the road to Two Falls is on the way to Tain's Ride.
Yes. I'm gonna close the map now, and I'm gonna send it to you in Discord.
Discord.
Perhaps
Yeah.
we could then say that we're just dropping each other off home, or meeting each other's families.
Already, good.
Starting with, I mean, I already slept with next to Lucy.
Technically,
Freudian
we
slip.
have all slept with at least one other person in our party.
Considering there's 3 girls and 1 guy, that's impressive.
3 ladies, dee. Ow, I can't breathe.
Maybe you shouldn't avoid shovels in May.
If you don't know, I have horrible bruises on my knees because I crashed into our entertainment stand on Saturday.
Inanimate objects greater than Melody Casey.
Indeed. And Strudel, no, you haven't missed any of the good stuff. The entire thing is the good stuff, so you're right on time.
Most of this has just been shitty jokes and less planning.
Yeah. What say you to that? I'll reiterate it. I've already slept with next to Lucy, so maybe we should meet her family now. It feels appropriate.
Thank you so much for the bits, Mama. Don't ask me to do things.
Well, I guess I could introduce, saying this a little bit louder than I really should. I guess I could introduce you to my master. He is on the way.
That'd be neat.
I mean, it sounds great. If we're gonna be hanging out as champions, I feel like we should get to know everyone's backstory. I'm not good at lying.
Down for meeting people.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. crossing Meat Master off list.
You don't like your master?
No, this is out of character. This is just for shits and giggles.
Gotcha.
Good night, Dre.
Bye, Dre.
Bye, Dre.
Have we come to a consensus?
Funny dream about Dre.
Tell us later. Have we
Wait,
come to a decision?
If we were to find out that Dre was a father, would he be Padre?
He is a father. And I suppose he
So
is.
He is Padre.
Padre.
He is a padre. Have we decided?
I'm sorry, Pine Lord isn't here. Someone has to take over.
I guess.
That's fair,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
fair.
That's true.
Thank you for filling those very large shoes.
So let's say we do that. First chance we get, we say we're just
Turtle Mesh. Picking up on it right away. Yes. But yeah, I say that we probably first chance we can fabricate a reason to get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't be that
I'm on
hard. I
board.
mean, we're adults now. We can do what
I
we
do
want.
what I want.
I'll do what I want.
We are hashtag adulting.
Yes, but government greater
Swill
than
tag.
adult.
Did you just say swale hash?
Swill tag.
Swale tag.
Pound signed.
I'm allowed to. It's my world now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, all right. So you
The
guys
GM's
have.
been really quiet for the past 10 minutes. I think we need a little narrative.
I want to talk, guys. I want to say
do
all the
want to,
things.
before we go, I want to get this sword that I have properly either sharpened or if not that reforged.
You've got the I mean, you got as much
Yeah.
time as you want to do whatever it is you'd like to do, and we will take care of all of this after a brief break. We'll take 5 minutes. Get up, stretch, get some more drink, food, whatever. You guys have been brilliant sticking around with us, and do continue to do so because the adventure will continue very shortly. We will see you guys back here in just a few minutes, and I need no, I'm not gonna turn the music back on because I don't want to make you guys mute again. So we're just gonna mute it through OBS. We'll be right back, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tabletop Tuesdays. I'm Melody, co-founder of The Whole Card, where you find yourself today, and welcome back to the table. I'm also your DM for the evening, so I'm running these. Oh my god, what was the term Chod used? Chuckle fucks? What was that the word? Because it was
Chuckle
amazing.
fucks.
What?
Chuckle fucks.
Yes! That's the best word I ever heard. But I'm running these folks through our homebrew Fantasy Age campaign. If you have not gotten yourself a copy of the Fantasy Age core rulebook, it now has a companion book, and I highly recommend you get your hands on it because I really enjoy the Fantasy Age system. It's really good for people who are relatively new to RPGs. You want a simple system, but the characterization and the customization there it leaves a lot of room for really making an interesting character. So it's super cool, and I enjoy it. This is not sponsored. We just really like it. So picking up where we left off, you guys are at the Prosperous Peak Inn, finishing off your breakfast on day 2 of your stay on Duncan Ormir's dime, or coin, I should say. There are no dimes here, only Zools. And coming up with a plan for how you were going to unsuspiciously make your way to Tane's Ride and find this Surrey Loan Whitmount in order to gain access to Rodzen Keep and Lady Kira. It's like a weird dungeon puzzle or something. I don't know. So, first, you guys said you wanted to do a couple of things before you were heading out, or whatever it is you want to do, however it is you want to spend your day. We'll sort of
I just need
go over it briefly.
this sword that I got from that place that looks cool.
Uh-huh.
I just want to see if I can get it professionally refurbished or if need be reforged.
Okay. Yeah, and when you the way its current condition, so none of you guys live in Rhodes End, but were you going to, if you were going to sort of look around the city, trying to find someone who could help you with that, it takes a while. Would you?
Didn't Lord Charlatan point stuff out to us?
You don't spot Duncan Ormir today. He has not
No,
returned.
but on the way back, on the way from the keep during the first day, he showed us around the town.
Oh,
And
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if that's one of the things you might have asked him about because it was on your mind, yeah, he probably would have pointed you to one of the to the smithy that's in the Northern District. He said that they are top-notch, best quality smithy in all of Rogue's End, and he would send you in that direction.
so they give him the biggest kickback. Okay.
So yeah, when you go there, and the smithy, this very burly, covered in soot and mess, sweaty dwarf is there. He could
This is a good smithy.
he could work with that with what you've got, although it's pretty beaten up. So yeah, you probably he could sharpen it. He could make it look newer, or you could sort of start from scratch.
Probably need reforged.
And if you were to do that, it would cost you a little bit. A little bit. He says it's actually really nice. It's really good metal. Like he wasn't expecting to see someone just someone so young coming up to him with something that's this really good quality metal. It's just very old. Probably could get that done for some amount of gold that I will let you know when I find it, rather than using the time to go through my GM book now.
Meantime,
Put it on Lord Oromir's dime.
he kind of looks at you funny and then says, "What the fuck? Okay, as long as I get paid," and he will accept it from you. Oh yeah, I know. Whatever, it's fine.
It's like, yep, I'm gonna use this guy for everything he's then
like,
figure out his dark, dirty secret, so I don't have to pay him back.
It's like Ormir's good for it. He swims in the gold.
I have a question.
Sure. For me?
Yes.
Okay.
What happened to that arrow that I had found? That
Arrow that you found?
That glowing tipped arrow.
The one you did
Like-
not recover from the chamber?
I didn't?
You did not.
Damn it.
I think you're thinking of the spike that we found with the sword.
No, I know. I have the spike.
No, he's talking about when he was fighting one of the spirits in that crypt. In that little, that crypt. Very pretty crypt. When he was shooting one of them, he had to do a willpower test, and he saw that his arrow tip, the one that he was using, started to glow, and it pierced through that creature like it was nothing.
Oh, it wasn't something that I found in the
It was
crypt.
one of your
One
arrows.
of my arrows that
Yeah.
decided to go
You
Super
Aragon
Saiyan.
that
Got
shit.
it.
The arrow went Super Saiyan, yes. Does anyone else have anything they want to do?
I'm gonna head to the post office and convince my dad I wasn't kidnapped.
Sounds good. So you take the time to write out a letter. Feel free
Also,
on your
let's
own
send
time.
A letter to my
I'm also
master
doing that.
I will also hand a letter to my master saying, "We need a reason to come to Tane's ride. Please fabricate one."
Fair enough. You give that to Lucy to send off?
Yep.
I'll do that for you, best friend. No problem at all.
Great.
I'll go with her.
You're gonna go with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're snuggle buddies.
Yeah, snuggle buddies. I love it. All right, so you guys, you find an area, you find a building where there are messengers being sent out, messengers coming in, parcels and such. And for a couple of for some silver, you can get it to yours would be headed to Adrianham. Lucy's yours would be headed to Two Falls, and then the additional would be headed to Tane's Ride. Probably 5 silver a piece.
Sure. I can do
Put it on that guy's tab.
These people seem a little unsure about that. Just it could be difficult and sometimes dangerous sending parcels from town to town, as there have been known to be, kind of like Wild West. There could be bandits who show up and interferences. Sometimes roaming creatures. They'd much rather see money up front.
Sure.
I mean, I have silver that I can give you guys if you need be.
I throw over 5 silver.
Okay.
Not the one that looks very old.
Okay, noted. Dildo would be so. I already talked to him about that too. Okay, that is taken care of. Is that all you are doing? Just that letter from you guys?
Yeah.
And feel free,
How
Lucy.
long would it take to get the sword reforged?
He says, given he's a little bit busy, as this you can tell that just from the bustle in the city, it is getting more active. And he says he's got a bit of a list for some folks who have priority, but it should take him like maybe a week, 8 days maybe. I was about to say a week or 7 days.
Or 7 days?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Okay. Well, I will be back. I will be back in a 10-day to receive that.
It'll be waiting for you, little miss. And for those who are sending letters, feel free on your own time to actually write what's in those letters. Lucy, I'm terribly curious as to how you're going to convince your father you weren't kidnapped.
I should write that. I'll make that my homework.
Anything else, y'all? Okay. So then it is up to you. You spent a good part of the day. It's like mid-afternoon after, finding these places, speaking to these people, taking care of whatever, finishing your breakfast, coming up with your plan. So
Can I look for Lucas?
Look for him?
Mm-hmm.
Where would you like to look for him?
Anyway, the where was it? It wasn't the priestess.
You found him at Swell
Was
House.
he in?
Swale House, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You want to go back to Swell House and look for him?
Yeah.
Sure.
I would like to wander the town.
Yeah, go for it. So,
Find all the unsavory sections.
that would be in the Southern District.
I see a light above some street vendor, like down an alley. Side quest.
So, you go to Swale House, Tari, and it is mostly emptied. It doesn't seem like it's a very active place during sunlight hours.
Mm-hmm.
You don't spot him there.
Can I ask somebody if they've seen him recently?
Yeah.
Not last night.
Oh,
'cause-
well then. That's a very different question. Yeah, you ask a few patrons who seem to be just for fun, gambling some money away.
Mhm.
They say, no, haven't seen him. He's probably off spending all of our money.
Oh, he swindled you too.
Yes, unfortunately. You're speaking to a man who, he doesn't look like he's down on his luck, just looks like, man, it's a bit of an inconvenience that man took my money.
Yes, I agree.
Almost like the same kind of inconvenience of, man, they didn't have broccoli at the store today. I had to get Brussels sprouts instead. Like, not that big, but a little annoying. Just for the man himself.
I also imagine that he says this out loud.
What?
Like, it's not like that big of a deal, but it's more like trying to find broccoli and instead you get Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, he does. He says it. Mm-hmm.
Tara says, I agree.
I just hate when that happens. And he continues. He's playing roulette as well.
Say bet 27. Trust me.
Oh, okay. He goes ahead and does it. He loses.
Do I need to get out the D36?
Rhea, you're wandering the city, just seeing what's around?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. You go through I mean, if you're looking through, if you're still in the northern district, you see a lot of the same kind of hubbub, daily activity. You do notice in the market square, there are a lot of people who seem to be already kind of staking out areas. There are booths being set up.
Yeah.
It's like bare bones of booths being set up. There are parks around, different stores around.
That's not interesting. I want to find the unsavory underbelly.
Ah. So you start heading south. Past Taverns Row. You're going by yourself?
I can handle myself.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, you kind of peruse. You start walking around. It's definitely all of the buildings feel much closer in the Southern District. Smaller, closer to each other. It's the open air feeling of the Northern District is not quite as present here. Everything feels a little more smoggy, a little more closed in.
Is Road's End that I've heard of.
This is definitely the less clean side. People seem to be sort of minding their own business. You see some people in the streets kind of like, it looks like they might be like shooting marbles or something, laying down cards. Even the patrol in this area, the Peak Guard, doesn't appear to be very alert. They seem to be like hanging on street corners, kind of just briefly observing what's going on here. But there doesn't seem to be any big activity currently.
I'm just gonna sort of continue to wander around, see if I can find my way into some.
Okay. As you're wandering, Tari, you were looking for.
I would like to find either an apothecary / potions expert or antiquarian or both.
There assuredly is one, certainly in the Northern District.
Cool. Let's go to the apothecary first.
Okay. I'm trying to recall if that's. I think it is. Okay. The apothecary. Actually, 1 second. I'm going to quickly look at my notes. Where would I have written it? I think it's over here. The apothecary, I believe, is like simultaneously like the morgue person, the morgue worker. He's,
The mortician?
yeah, there you go. Words. I have them. I'm a writer. He's in this.
Coroner.
Yeah. So he's in this. It's obviously not a very fancy building. And you walk in. There's just a distinct odor, sharp.
Yeah.
Bleachy.
Yeah.
Ugh. The blech smell. So you go in, you find a very sweaty looking man, dressed in black, and all manner of vials and liquids near him, and some on display. So you're looking to purchase.
I'm actually looking to show him the 2 vials that I have on me.
Okay.
To see if he can tell me more about them. Because I am no expert on potions, and I ain't drinking things that I don't know what they do to me.
Fair enough. So you show him, you have 1 vial of a darker, a more saturated red liquid, and one with a less saturated red liquid. Did you have anything else? That was it. That was everything.
As far as potions are concerned, that is what I have.
Okay. Yeah, and he looks it over. He doesn't even look it over. You hold it up. He glances over from his desk, and just says, "Healing potions. Greater, lesser, or normal, lesser."
Oh, well, what did they do in game terms?
Makes you feel good.
Thanks.
Out of game terms, a potion of lesser healing is 1d6 plus your constitution? No. 2d6 plus your constitution. A regular one is 3d6 plus your constitution. Regained health. It is an activate action to pull it out and use it.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Do you have others of these available?
We are getting more, as we're all in preparation for the Crowning of the Five, as I'm sure you know, and we also have people who probably need it more than you may. People who go about, people traveling, escorting, merchants, all that.
Yes, of course, I understand.
I might have one. I'll
One?
check. He goes back, comes back in a few minutes, holding another one of the lighter colored ones.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
How much?
We lost Jenn.
No, Jenn, come back to us.
Oh, no.
Oh, dang it. It's the crazy screen. Oh, no, crazy screen. I can fix this. I have the power. Boom. And then let me, there we go. A potion of lesser healing is an amount of gold I will tell you afterwards as soon as I find it.
Okay.
And be prepared to
20 gold
subtract that.
says he has
What? What'd you say, Chod?
I said 20 gold says he has 2 crates in the back.
Maybe. No one suspects the sweaty coroner.
The sweaty Inquisition.
Is Jenn back?
She's back.
Yay! Oh, hey, we do all fit on the screen. It just looks funny. So let's not have it that way. Let's do it this way. Yay! Better. Was there anything else you needed from him?
From him, no, but I do want to go see an antiquarian.
Sounds good. Octavia, thank you so
I
much!
don't want you to handle any more against me.
It's awesome that you follow through all those months of writing and preparing and hear the results. Good luck, adventurers. Don't let Melody destroy your character's lives. Octavia, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I hope you are doing well. It's very nice to see you again.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Octavia. I already destroyed my character's life.
Where? Here. Sorry, you want to see an right, okay, yeah, there's
Yes.
one of those as, well, there's, not specifically, but there are, what kind of thing are you looking to,
The silver spike monocle and the collar.
there are magic shops with people who seem to be experts on, matters of such.
Okay.
By the way, it's going to be, I don't know if you have that. It's 48 gold pieces.
For a potion of lesser healing? Can I bargain it down to like 10 silver?
Oh, right.
You can roll. That would be your communication bargaining.
12?
Oh no. I know that Melody can easily screw my character over with one word. It is bears.
Bears. Oh, I have the power.
Oh right.
He
I should
says-
probably find a shop that I can get that winged shield appraised in.
He says, the prices are set, I'm afraid.
Oh. Alright, bye.
Bye. And he says set as in, like, he's not even in control of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's that.
Cool.
Okay, and someone to look for. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna ask, he would also probably recommend, like, you go find
I would prefer keeping the person that I talked to about the spike, the monocle, and the collar, like someone kind of on the deal, but like trustworthy.
Okay, well, you don't really know the shop keeps in the area.
All right, give me what
But-
you got.
I mean, there's a couple of magic shops.
Yeah.
One, you kind of peek through the window and you see a gnomish man with enormous lenses, kind of a pointed nose, and he seems to be enjoying his job. He's looking at some books and storing them, and his shop is filled with other little trinkets and such. There's another one with someone who looks an elvish woman, and she's just sitting there. Very she has more of a presence about her. She has more of a high class sort of presence about her, whereas the other one looks the other guy looks a little goofy, a little silly.
I'd like to walk into the shop, realizing that I have that shield that I want to get praised.
You're gonna go with Tari to look.
I'm gonna wander over, randomly meeting Tari.
Ah, right. You're gonna find your way.
Shop, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So which one are you guys going to? The elvish woman shop or the gnomish man shop?
I'll go to the elvish woman.
Okay. Yep. You go in there.
Don't touch.
Is immediately what she says.
She's too tall for me.
All right. So you go inside. And you just you show her the spike and the monocle and the.
And I preface everything with keep this quiet.
Is this something
How
you
much is
should
it for
tell?
this?
Well, not necessarily. It was something that was presented to me, and
I don't want to get in trouble with the Armory Guild, you know.
I'm sure you won't.
I'm just gonna cut him off and just go, how much is this?
How much is what? The shield?
Yeah, that winged shield you showed me.
You could probably get. You probably get 60 silver for it. 50 silver for it. Gotta make a profit.
I'll just keep it for now.
Okay. But the woman.
Actually, before that, I'm just gonna go. Actually, would you happen to know the history of something like this item? I found it in rather curious circumstances.
Now you're starting to make me think I am going to get in trouble with the Armory Guild.
You won't.
All right. She looks it over.
Trust him, he's a dwarf.
Indeed. He knows of ore. So she looks over the shield. If that's... Rhea sort of butted her way forward.
Fine.
I'll
slap her butt later.
Oh, yeah. So she looks over the shield. She's eyeing the symbol. She takes her own little device, a little, like, small, like, telescope kind of.
I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
and I forget what it's called.
Her own little majig. And she's looking at it. It's definitely old. It's not of swale design that I've ever seen. It's certainly it seems to be from beyond the swale. And the symbol, just alone, not anything we have here. Actually.
Loop.
A loop?
Yes.
Fantastic. This is actually, this appears to be a symbol from long ago, from the Adrigal Crusade. Knocks on it. Yeah. Looks like you have a shield from dating that far back. That's some 100 years, 150, 200 years ago. It's a good find.
In there.
All that dungeon raiding really came in handy.
Dungeons.
Dungeon raid.
And then you had something to dwarf?
Yes, I have 3 smaller pieces.
Mm-hmm. She looks at the
4, actually, if she could maybe
4?
look at the canvas.
She looks the canvas? Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, the canvas is very easy. She unrolls it. As she's unrolling it, then she starts to take care. She realizes that this is also very, very old. She seems to mark the craftsmanship, and it's very beautifully created. And she says, "This is a lovely portrait of Our Lady Sabina. Again, from the Adrigal. You must have been traveling together then." Yes, this is I would be very careful with this. Treat it well. It's very old. If it's damaged, I can't imagine it's replaceable. She looks at the spike. Just seems baffled by it, honestly. She's not really sure what to make of it. She said it's certainly silver. She peeks again through her little device and says, "It seems like perhaps once upon a time it may have had a magical quality to it, but it's long dormant, long quiet. Doesn't seem to be much of anything anymore, but a mantle display."
Hey, Elsie.
Hi, Alzy. My boy's making my lunch break rat. Lunch break. Is that nuts?
That's how space works.
That is how space works. Around Earth. She looks at the monocle and realizes immediately, well, she looks at the monocle through her device, holds it back, looks at her device through the monocle, and holds it back, and says, this is an arcane eye. Some call it a, she sort of like, almost if she doesn't mean to laugh, she says some people call it a magi. And she
I actually break
these
out in
people happen to
uproarious
be
laughter like it's the
known as
funniest thing that I've ever heard.
The Lord of the Pine.
Do you actually mean it? Like
No,
Tari
yes,
does that?
yes,
Amazing.
that is exactly what Tari
Amazing.
Rhea also would like to add in, would these people happen to be known as the Pine?
The what?
The Lord of the Pine.
Perhaps. So she... Pine. I miss you, Pine. So it is a device that allows you to sense an arcane presence. Generally, if it is immediate, but with more effort, you could see an outstanding or an ongoing presence. If you are a mage, I wouldn't recommend trying to use it if you're not a mage. It's not going to do you any good except as an accessory. It's like Drax confirmed. And then she looks at the collar and then kind of immediately drops it as she's inspecting it. And then she slides it back over to you. But first she says, "Are you a mage? Yourself, sir?
No.
Or your friend?"
Not the last time I checked.
Huh. And where did you find all these?
Internet.
I inherited the internet.
I found it on the Timmy.
It was on sale for 3 easy payments of $19.99.
But she does ask, where did you find
But I
it?
had to pay shipping and handling.
Dang.
We were in some abandoned cave.
We found it in a dungeon. We were dungeoneering. Like to go spelunking.
Spelunking.
If you say so. Well, this, I don't know if it's still functional, and she still seems to be, as she lifts it, she still seems to be holding it very carefully, the collar. And she says, it is, it's archaic. It's an archaic device. You certainly don't see it here in the Swale. I suppose, perhaps if this is all from the Adrigal Crusade, it's something they use, perhaps still use, beyond the Inadars and the other countries. I don't know exactly how it functions, as I've not seen or really studied these very carefully, but from what I do know of it, it's not friendly to mages. I would not adorn this on any mages unless you don't care about them or are actively hateful towards them.
So,
Just for Alzy, here
not
real
to
quick.
be used in a
We
kinky
hear
way.
a voice outside that just yells, Jinglebird.
What did you say, Tari?
So not even to be used in a kinky sort of way.
Not unless you had the key, I suppose, whatever that would be, and I wouldn't. No, whatever your interests might be.
Fair. Damn.
Was there anything else?
So do you know what it is? Other than it's just
It is,
archaic and bad for mages?
I don't know exactly what it is, but it gives off a...
I saw you picked it up and you immediately put it down. Did it hurt
Yeah,
you?
no, it didn't hurt me. It's a matter of I worried even if my hand were to go through it, perhaps. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it gives off a presence of being hateful, being malicious towards mages.
Strange.
I think this warrants more testing.
Parham Miller.
Let's
is
go
my
find a
guilty
mage.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
bird. Yeah, I think you've been very helpful.
Thank you. Do come again if you're interested in purchasing anything.
And you said your name was...
I didn't.
What does she have available for purchase?
Her name is oh, I don't fucking know.
Dawan.
It is not Dawan.
Lothian, hello.
Her name is
So you said she was an elf.
Yes.
yeah, she is an
She
elf.
is an elf.
Insert interesting elvish name here. As you guys help me playtest my campaign.
Linda.
Left. Die.
I don't care if her name is spelled wrong, I hate her. I will give you a name. I'm just afraid of bringing up any more windows on this computer lest it crash. I should have fantasy name generator as just a bookmark thing on my phone.
Whatever, not important. I'm sure you can email me
Yes.
on that internet.
Or if we get $10 in donations, our chat can come up with a name.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Hey, roll me 1d100.
I don't have a
Or
D100.
2d10.
You have 2d10.
Do you literally have a Chod?
2d10.
Oh, that's right, I do. Just kidding.
1d100.
I totally do.
It's called Xanthar's Guide to Everything.
Oh,
my
Xanthar,
God.
you're so good. But was there anything else you needed from this shop? or
No, I
you're
am
okay?
solid snake.
It is 41.
Elena.
Her name's Elaine.
Ielenia.
Spell it out in chat for us.
What is that? A giant book of names or something?
Yeah.
Yes and no. It's a giant book of extra additions to
Look,
D&D,
face will leave
including
there.
name tables, races, histories, and random number tables so that you can just create a character by just rolling dice.
Pretty swanky. Alright. Anything else, y'all?
No, doing all
No,
good.
you're good. You said you were good. Sorry, I'm just getting some more stuff. Because I ended up eating the whole thing. 'Cause I'm a monster!
Oh, okay, there you go. That's the name.
There you go. That's the shopkeeper there.
Eulenia.
I had a name for the other guy.
Listen, we could have gone to the
I sent
weird
you options.
gnome or
Curse
the
me
hot
for giving you
elf.
options.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and look for Eddie Valiant.
Really? Okay.
But the liquor store
So,
guy, you know.
So you took care of sorting out what these majigs are. So you know, Tari, that those items are probably best. Well, one best kept away from a mage, one best used by a mage. And then
Well,
the spike
Loki,
you don't
here's
really-
the thing. That's the most useful book in D&D. This is Fantasy Age.
That's true. This doesn't. It has proven helpful though. I mean, name generators are helpful in general. Tables, charts, etc. Tables, ladders.
It has it for it has it for everything from human to orc.
All right. Are there any other activities that you guys want to take care of before you, I guess, found your way to leaving
I
the
mean,
city?
Well,
It's more just kind of just gonna be waiting around for my master to come up with an excuse to get us the fuck out of here.
I think we should just go.
I want to buy a dagger and a sword.
Okay.
I mean, we could just wait around here for a 10-day for my sword to be done, and I could give you my.
You guys can do whatever you want to do.
Well, I will be napping.
For 10 days! Easy enough. Erade, you want to buy a dagger? A basic dagger? It's gonna run you... 9 silver pieces. Yeah, 9 silver pieces. And what sword were you looking for?
Well, actually, I forgot. So, Chod, you already had a sword, right? And then,
Yes.
is it a long sword?
Yes, it is a long sword.
See, I usually go for the dual weapons.
You can only use a weapon without penalty from a weapons class that you have. A weapons
Yeah,
group,
that's what
rather.
I think. I have light blades. So, a rapier is light blades, right?
A rapier is part of the dueling, I believe. It's dueling class. But light blades, you can use a dagger, you can use a short sword. A type of short sword. Which would be 14 silver pieces.
I know because I'm going for the same as last time, and I know I had a rapier.
I may not have been ruling it correctly in that you should have been penalized, but
no, I want to say I remember.
Alzi, that is true. Rapiers tend to be about 7 or 8 pounds.
aren't rapiers also more for stabby than like slashy?
You can slash with a rapier, but why would you?
Yeah, because they bend.
Just like why would you stab with a katana, which is meant for slashing? Whereas longswords can be meant for either or, depending on the design.
Fantastic.
That's also why the argument of longsword versus katana is an idiot's argument, because longswords include everything from a one-handed all the way up to a claymore.
I don't know all that much about swords, unfortunately.
Stab as you slash.
Basically, they go all the way up from like a step above a short sword to broadswords.
Gotcha.
Whereas katanas, it's like, yeah, this is this one set thing that is very defined and rigid in methodology.
So, you guys spend the rest of your day collecting all the things you need, weapons.
Ooh, I want throwing knives. Yeah.
How many throwing knives would you like?
3.
30 silver pieces, please.
Woo!
I would like to buy an extra quiver of arrows.
I would like to buy a vowel.
We are all out of vowels, I'm afraid.
Ah.
But a quiver. Dang it. Making me go to different pages. I believe it's 20. I believe it's not 20 silver.
Expensive arrows.
No, the quiver. It's here somewhere.
Alzi, to quote the great Tom Clancy, yeah, I mean, you could be running at me with a sword, but I mean, I can just pull out a Walter PPK.
Yeah, why would the arrows not be with the weapons? Come on now.
Well, Alzi, you have to ask yourself one question. Do you feel lucky?
It's 2 silver pieces for a full set of arrows.
How much is in a full set? 20? I would like 2.
Your quiver will only hold 20, so you'd have to be storing the rest.
Have you never seen old archers? They carried like 4 quivers on them.
Fair enough. All right, and as it's getting darker as the day is drawing to a close. Are you guys planning on heading out tonight? Are you waiting around?
How long does it take for mail to get to Tane's Ride?
To get to where you are in Tane's Ride? Where your master is?
Yes, because he's the excuse we're using.
That's gonna be a few days. I mean, to get there, to get the response, and then come back. That'll take you the week.
Well, let's just head out tonight saying, I got a note from my master. It's urgent. I need to leave.
It doesn't seem like anyone's really going to stop you or demand to know where you're off to. You are adults.
I'm good with that.
Let's vamoose.
Alrighty.
I guess it would actually only be I guess we would only need to hire 2 horses.
Oh yes, that's right. I also had to get that out. Animals! How much does it cost for an animal? I have this information.
Aminals?
Animals!
Aminal.
Animals don't wear underpants. Where's my stuff?
I want to put a set of boxers on my horse just because of that.
You want to what?
I want to put a set of boxers on my horse just because of that.
You are welcome to do so.
Actually, no. They're
Wait,
going
argue
to be.
Boxers aren't pants.
They're very
They're
short shorts.
underpants.
They are
Which-
underpants.
No, I have this argument with Spencer all the time. Boxers are not pants.
They're undergarments. They go under your clothing.
It depends. Do you plan on leaving the house that day?
Yeah, see, that's the argument. If you're
See,
leaving the house,
if,
they're not
they-
pants.
if you do not plan to leave the house that day, they count as pants. If not,
Well,
they are
no,
not pants.
because
I say it's fine to walk around your house without pants.
It is absolutely acceptable. In fact, encouraged to walk around your house without pants.
Yeah.
A good day, in my definition, is a day where I do not have to put on pants.
Pants are the devil. All right.
Actually, no. My horse is going to be wearing a set of pink panties. Changed my mind.
So if you are looking, so here's the thing. If you guys are looking to get yourselves a riding horse,
Technically 2 riding horses, because the dwarf and the halfling can just hop on.
fair enough. That is still. Well, this is for actually purchasing. It looks like, and we're gonna say if you're renting it and planning on. Wow, my leg. Sorry.
Is there an Uber for horses?
There isn't yet, but you're welcome to be an entrepreneur and try to start that business.
I would like to contract a patent.
You could probably get yourselves. Let's see. You're renting. How many days do you guys think you're gonna have these horses?
Yeah, but a week and a 2 or 2.
Well, first of all, you find the stable.
The better part of a 10-day.
You find the stable, and there is this not young woman, but a girl who greets you excitedly. Little pigtails in her hair, a dirty dress, but she doesn't seem to mind. She's got gloves on. The rest of her looks very prepared to handle animals. The stable smells of animals. Straw on the floor.
It smells of home.
People, it seems like she was in the middle of scooping some poop when you guys walked in, cleaning the stables. So you're looking for. Thank you for those bits. If you're looking for a horse, a proper horse, renting out for a 10-day, it would probably be. We're gonna say, like, rented 35 gold pieces. Per horse.
How far is the walk?
As far as the walk.
If you're going to
I
walk,
think the question is rather whether we can put this on Lord or Bill.
there's that too. If you're going to, what area of Tainsrod are you going to? There, you can go to, Celia
You're probably going
Plain
to
is the
Celia-
capital.
Celia Plain.
That walking is going to take you. Oh my goodness, how far was it from? It was like a 4-day trip on horse from High Falls Lake.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean it's going to take you the longer end.
The better
I mean,
part
if you're
of a
walking
10 days.
quick.
Better part of a 10-day again.
Actually, yeah.
Why am I using 10-day, you might ask? This is
10
the
days.
unit of time in D&D, this is why.
No. We use context clues for that.
Yeah, walking is going to take you over a week of steady walking. You can probably get there in a week.
When is the festival of the crowning of the
How
Fire?
much would it be
In
if
about
I were
3
to
months.
help her shovel out the stalls of poop?
How much what?
How much would it be if I were to help her clean up the stalls?
She says, you don't got to do that. I can take care of that. That's my job.
I tell her to look at my clothes. I go, I'm used to this. How much would it be?
I think Papa would be mad if I had a customer cleaning horse poop.
Can we talk to Papa?
Papa's busy. I get to watch the stable today.
You like horses?
I love horses. I'm training my pony to do tricks.
Un momento, por favor.
Fortnite.
Damn it, on communication. Fuck. I was gonna get. Unless I continue my ridiculous roles in communication.
You've been doing great so far.
How much would it be if I were to teach your horse a nice new trick?
You can teach my horse a trick? My pony?
My little son.
Let's hope so.
Are you lying
Out
to
of
her, or are
character,
you
let's-
going to... Are you being honest?
I'm BSing my way.
Okay. Roll communication deception. Against this
Do I
little
have to
girl
roll?
who you just found out loves ponies and horses. I'm gonna make this an opposed roll. For funsies. Nice.
Okay, starting up nice and strong.
Probably that. Okay. Made it fair. How'd you do?
17! 5 sun points.
What is on the face value of those dice?
Do you want me to roll my camera down here?
No, just tell me.
5, 6, 6.
You're absurd. And then you added your communication.
Which is 0.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll down the camera just so
No,
you
no. The little girl looks up at you and she says, "What kind of trick are you gonna teach Melinda?"
Aww.
I'm gonna teach her to be the fucking cavalry if you...
I don't want her to fight.
That
Can you
was
make her shake my hand?
that was an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. joke out of character.
Fine. Can you make her shake my hand?
Sure I can!
Okay. Okay. Well, if you're gonna help me with my pony tricks, then I guess maybe I think I could maybe, I mean, I still have to take something for Papa or he'll be mad. Could it be, how much should it be then? She asks you.
How much is the conversion?
10 silver is a gold.
Mm-hmm.
So same as D&D. What's our pool altogether?
I have...
Because I have what is the equivalent of 5 gold keys.
Oh, me too. and 7 silver to spare.
I have 4 gold.
I have 25 silver.
So we have 2, 5, 5, and 4. God damn it.
Yeah, we're broke.
If you teach her 3 tricks, it could be less.
Did you say it's 35 gold a day?
Per horse.
Per horse.
Ugh.
What about
Per
a carriage?
day,
You have
per
carriage?
horse?
It'd be more to tack on a carriage.
I know, I'm just saying.
God, it'd be cheaper just to find a bear.
If you give, if we could do,
Kill the kid, take all the horses.
we could do just
No!
just
No!
10 for now, and then you can give me the rest later.
I practiced in killing kids.
Ryan is. We can do 10. And then you can give me more
Okay.
more later, and and it'll be here later.
I feel like a horrible human being right now.
I just can't wait
Okay,
for
let's-
Melinda to know
What I'm
tricks.
thinking.
Well, who here has actual good communications that can help me?
You've already got her strung around your finger, man. This like 9-year-old girl who's running her papa's stable.
I think Rhea
I don't doubt this, actually.
I think Rhea, perhaps we want to look elsewhere.
She yawns as it's getting a little later in the evening. Are you gonna get a horse?
I mean, I could always turn some silver keys into gold with my magic.
Some illusion magic?
My illusion magic.
Okay, I know what we're going to do. How about this, I say?
Kind of like that idea.
I'll teach your horse a trick. And I'll give you... We'll all just have to pull our money for this, guys, I'm sorry. I'll give you 15 gold pieces and this really old, nice shield
Ooh.
as collateral.
Collateral.
If we don't return the horse, it's yours.
Oh, okay.
And when we come back, we'll have the payment.
Okay. And a trick? Can it be 2 tricks?
I'll teach your horse one trick now, and then we'll teach it when we come back. Even trade.
You can teach Melinda a trick right now?
Yeah, we'll teach her to shake your hand.
Okay. And she holds out her hands for the gold and the shield.
Sit, Ubu, sit.
I hand her the shield, and we all. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna have to pull our money. I don't want to be
Fine.
that terrible.
It's fine.
Terrible. of a person, this
Collateral
girl.
bad for your heart. All right, and she takes the shield, which is like as big as she is, and kind of clumps it onto the ground, decidedly close to a pile of horse poop, and she goes and she brings out her pony, this sweet little blonde and brown spotted horse that comes out with this nice. It looks like a recently brushed mane that has little ribbons tied into it, and a little like a yarn kind of necklace around its neck. Redeem wheel is what you're looking for.
I know I said this was cheating, but I don't care.
You did say you were not going to do that, John. Interesting. So yeah, you go ahead and she brings the horse.
Listen, the only thing I'm going to say is somehow the ranger.
Apparently, he's not going to say it at all because it cut out.
The only thing I'm going to say is the ranger does not have animal handling.
Ha.
Fair enough. Spin that wheel. Let's see how you do. Oh, no reward. I'm so sorry. I said possible, not probable. So she brings out Melinda the pony and kind of pulls her over by you. Oh, right, we got another wheel spin.
They come in bunches.
They do. It tends to be that way. Ooh, no reward. I am so sorry. Possible, not probable. It is 600 cards to use the
7.
wheel. I changed it.
7.
I changed it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't? I didn't. My bad. I
No,
changed
it was
it.
successfully redeemed for 700 cards.
I changed it on the list and did not change it on the majig. I am sorry about that. Tonight it
We
is
have
not
another
changing.
one.
Lothian redeeming the wheel. And as we do this, well, it's been pretty fast.
Wheel of Winds, turn, turn, turn.
Oh, it's right on the middle. I will spin it again. I will spin it again for you as it was pretty close to the middle. The non-cheater. And that is clearly no reward. I am so sorry. Do try again.
Fuck it.
Thank you for spending your cards here.
Majig.
Your majigs here. So she brings Melinda the pony over to you, Rhea, and looks bright-eyed at you, despite a little bleary-eyed because she's getting tired as it is nearing her bedtime. What are you going to teach this horse? You said to shake her hand.
I said I was going to teach her to shake, and I rolled 16.
Did you?
16. What were you? Wait.
Animal handling. That's
Oh, that is one of the
Communications again.
So with your 0 in communication, you rolled a 16.
Once again, do you want to see the dice?
No, I believe you. So the horse, whatever it is you do, as you are taking the horse's paw and cooing to it softly and encouraging it, it takes you the better part of an hour still of just like a lot of repetitive like, here's the paw, here's my hand, and like the little girl has like a little bucket of treats that she likes to give to Melinda the pony as she teaches her these things, and it's a very repetitive hour or more of like, here's a treat, paw in my hoof in my hand, here's a treat, hoof in my hand, until finally Melinda, you hold your hand out and Melinda puts her hoof right in your hand, and the little girl shrieks with delight, and she holds out her own hand, and Melinda the horse, boom, hoof in her hand, and she just squeals again.
no. Just don't go breaking that hoof, or else you're glue.
The only thing I'm going to say is, by the end of this campaign, this character will end up the king, the leader of some kingdom, with a 0 communication skill.
You might be the leader of the Lady's Swords.
I'll probably roll like trip once for every single combat, but yeah, I guess.
All right, the horse. You've held up your end of the bargain. The little girl whose name is Susie, by the way. She prepares the horses as her daddy taught her. With the saddle, it's all hooked in and buckled in and all of that.
Saddle and guarding and all that.
Yep, and she brings them out for you, and she says, I can't wait for you to come back and teach Melinda something else.
I imagine that renting the horse also comes with like enough food.
No,
for
food's
the
on you.
horse. Oh.
You're with the ranger.
Please don't forget to feed my horse.
Once we're out of earshot, just goes, guys, I can handle food. I was terrible with animals.
All right, and off you go into the good night.
Yeah.
Okay. For the
Dark
sake of
Horse,
time.
you will always be Dark Horse Productions in my heart.
That's fair. He has been that a long time. For the sake of time, we're going to say you guys, you make your way out of the city from its Well, if you take the horses, you can head down. You can head towards the southern district and towards that exit, through the smaller or around the smaller villages and towns that cropped up around Road's End, and finally you're out on one of the main roads leading south to Tane's Ride.
Alzy, I've got one better for you.
Leading out to Tane's Ride. So, on the horse, are you? I guess you guys are making like a steady pace, like a quick pace, or
At least at first, for a couple hours at least.
okay? Because it is getting. I mean, you're starting off at night. So are you going to be camping out in the evening as well? Like, just give it a few hours, just do some good headway. Okay, yeah. So you do that. And after that first night, you're a little off, but you get back into a proper riding in the day, camping out at night. And in a few days, in like 4 days. Well, if you guys are riding hard, it'd be like 3 days. You reach the smaller towns of the northern edges of Tane's Ride, smaller like little villages and hamlets.
Oh, we're back at home, eh?
Yeah, you're back home. Welcome home, Rhea. But this is further west than you're normally. You're probably eastern Tane's Ride. It's a little more woody over there. However, as you are on your third day, and you're going within the limits, you do come across you're on a road and you see signage that you know is going to lead you towards Celia Plain, and it shows some other major cities, including Vastcliff, heading west. But as you start heading out, you are distinctly interrupted by the sounds of someone calling out for help. You see a man.
It's fine.
You see a man coming up to you.
He's just being dramatic. Let's move on.
He looks. There's a man coming up, and with him is a small boy. The boy seems like he might be limping a little bit, and the man is holding him close and flagging you down. And you hear him crying, "Please stop! Please help! Please!"
Yeah, looking like a man.
Well, shit. I guess we have to stop.
Anybody got a splint?
As you get closer, you see the man is in this torn cloak. He has like caked dirt on his face and his hands and across his clothes. The boy's cloak. What?
I'm just continue on, but
Okay. The boy's cloak looks a little less worn, but you do see there's still blood staining his pant leg, and his eyes look glassy and red as if he's been crying a lot, and his lower lip is quivering, like he's now trying to hold back and hold strong to stop crying. And he seems to be clinging to this man's leg, to his pant leg, and the man keeps an arm around him as they hobble and approach you.
Sir, what the fuck happened?
He says, "Please, something had frightened our horses further down the road. Our whole wagon turned over. My wife is trapped beneath. Please, will you help us? We're not strong enough together to lift the wagon."
Can I test to see if they're being honest?
Sure.
Insight check.
Insight check. There is not an insight check in. Hold on. There's not an insight check in Fantasy Age. However, what we've determined is that there's two ways. There's two ways
Can I roll a perception check to see if the way this is, if this is staged?
Yes. Hold on. You both can roll. So it depends on what you're looking for. In terms of denoting if someone might be lying or figuring out if a situation doesn't seem right, you can either do a perception empathy, which is more to see how are they holding themselves. Can you tell their emotions? Mm-hmm. Or communication investigation, which is more like you are questioning them and trying to draw out answers that are truthful or otherwise. So
I'm wanting to see if this, like, the way the kid's limping, the way he looks, is this consistent? So I'm more trying to look like, well, A plus B equals C.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was also gonna look to see if like the dirt seems like it was, if it's there like organically, or if it looks like it's like put on, and also the blood, if it's like fresh or coagulated, like if it's dripping or.
Okay. I mean it's a little difficult. But yeah, and this is happening in the day hours, so yeah, you can go ahead and roll for it.
Yeah, while he's actually. He's
I'm gonna roll
investigating
the
kid.
empathy.
I'll try to draw answers out of them.
Okay, and you can go ahead and roll a perception empathy, Arade.
I don't have any of those.
And I'm just trying to see, what would I be rolling? Just percent.
Would be a perception seeing. If you're trying to note exactly like, does this look right?
16.
That is a
3 stop point.
13 then.
16, 13. Arade, how'd you do?
16.
16. Okay.
Wasn't a communications check.
Yeah, that's why. So Tari, you were looking to see. You were trying to draw answers.
I'm trying to draw answers to see if there's
Okay,
any like.
then 1 minute.
consistencies.
So Arade, you notice. Are you looking at the man or the boy or both or?
I'm looking at the both.
At both. Okay. You notice
I'm
the
looking
man.
more at the boy. I'm looking more at the boy.
Okay, so Arada, you notice the man definitely looks very panicked. Yeah, he looks very panicked, just kind of all over the place. Whether it's a matter of lying or not, he kind of looks like he might sort of try to say anything just to get your attention. Like he is desperate for your attention, kind of no matter what, is what the sense that you're picking up from him. Rhea, you're looking at the boy to see if everything seems consistent. You were saying.
I'm looking more to see that, basically, like, their carriage overturned, and that, like, basically what I'm seeing matches up with what I know I should be seeing.
Okay. I guess it depends on how many times you've seen injuries from a carriage being overturned.
Basically, I'm looking for injuries, shock, and panic.
You definitely get panic from the man. You definitely get panic from both of them. The boy's lip is quivering. He's clutched to the man's pant leg. You said you rolled a 13, right? 13. Okay. So yeah, he's clutching to the man's pant leg. The blood on his leg. It's like seeped. It looks. I mean, there's just a lot of it. Is what you see. You see a lot of blood on this boy's leg.
Much?
A bunch. Mainly on like like his calf in that area. And that's what you see. 13. And what are you saying to him?
I'm trying to, as he's giving me details about the things that happened in
Something I want to, like, look over Tari and go, that might be a little too much blood.
I'm gonna, as he's telling me the details about the accident, I'm gonna like kind of repeat them to him in like out of the order that he gave as far as like a question is concerned, and intentionally change some of the details.
Okay, so you roll a 16?
Yes.
Yeah. So you ask him questions. He tells you, oh, the horses were spooked as we were turning a bend, and the carriage it reared back, and I was jostled. And you mentioned, so the carriage tipped then, or was that before? And he's like, well, it was it was all happening so quickly. So I don't know what happened with the horses. But then as we were coming around the bend, and you do notice that he, whether it's from shock or if it were lying, he seems a little disoriented in all that he's saying.
Can I tell if it's...
He's this.
Some don't smell right, Rhea.
So what do you want to do? He's pleading, and as this is happening, the little boy bursts out crying and just screams, "Please help, mommy!"
Damn it, we're helping them.
God damn it! Gotta bring mom into this.
Always moms.
Fine.
You know exactly what the hell you're doing. God damn it.
But my guard is up.
Fair. What, like, you want to have a weapon out?
Yes.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna stop Tari before he draws a weapon, but I'm gonna say, I understand 2 and 2 might not even that. I understand that things aren't exactly looking clear, but everything kind of is explainable right now. Let's just see if we see a carriage and we see.
Just keep your distance.
Also, before that, I'm gonna take an arrow, break it, and just tell him, use these to split your son's leg. I will come back once we have gotten the carriage out. Once we have freed your wife.
Oh no, they're coming with us. They're coming with.
Well, I have to show you. I have to show you where they are. We're a little bit of ways down.
Which is a little ways.
We were.
I look at him and I just go, yes, you can come with, but I can handle. I'm a fairly decent tracker.
Fine, but please, let's hurry.
I'm not leaving them alone with our
Show
horse.
us the way.
Okay,
Pointing him
and
to your head.
he starts to take the boy again, and they start their hobble.
I'm gonna say, listen, just for sake of time, I'm gonna pick the kid up and carry him.
Thank you. But please be careful. And he does stay. He does keep an arm on the boy.
All the while, I'm going to be feeling and splinting up the kid's leg.
You notice that it's not okay. Yeah, as you start working on him. Are you guys leaving your horses, or you're taking the horses?
No, we're taking the horse. I'm not
All
leaving
right.
them with the horse.
Horses are being
Led. Okay, yeah, and you go and you find yourself traveling for a good half hour down the road in the other direction from where it was splitting to go off towards Celia Plain.
Wait, half an hour?
That's
Yep.
a long way.
After 10 minutes, I'm raising questions.
Okay. And you see the man is limping as you go, and he looks strained.
What kind of strain? Strained as in he's under duress, or strained as in he can't answer his bullshit anymore?
Roll perception. That would be perception empathy. Tara's like, I got this shit!
15.
Okay.
15 as well.
Okay. Did anyone else roll? Okay. So Tari and Rhea, yeah, you see sweat on his forehead as you guys are going, and he seems to be slowing down a little bit, like he is in some kind of pain. But it does seem a little like excessive in terms of like you don't see the same blood that you see on the boy. It does seem a little excessive in his limping and hobbling.
I'm gonna casually, accidentally hip check him.
No.
I mean, if you want to try and are you going to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
If you want to try to stop him, you can, but
I'm going to just give the boy a little more thorough examination.
okay. So you're hip checking him, so you're gonna need to roll an attack.
Bill Cosby.
You're
Over here.
a great poor person.
I'm gonna casually cross-check him. And
Said the
Raya, as you're
Washington
inspecting the
Capitals.
boy, again, yeah, he's okay. You're looking over his leg, and you're kind of figuring out where to place a splint. As you're also like keeping your eye on the guy, and it doesn't really so much need a splint as it really needs bandaging. And you see, like, it looks like there are some bruises on his legs. There are cuts for sure.
Does the amount of blood that we saw fit?
It could depend on the scenario, but what you do see as you inspect closer and you're looking at his leg, it looks like there's a pretty big kind of gash across his calf muscle, the calf of his leg, and that's where the blood is coming from. It's like poorly bandaged, but you see a nice big gash, and it's dirty. It's icky.
I'm gonna look at him and just go, how much further is it? And I'm going to take out the hunting dagger and cut off the boy's pant leg and just go, this needs bandaged properly now.
And he says it's not too much further. It's another maybe, he's trying to look around like maybe for landmarks. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. We're almost there. And
We've
you
been
hip
walking
checked
for
him?
Yeah, I rolled
half an
13.
hour.
13? Yeah, he wasn't expecting you to hip check him, and he falls to the ground. That's gonna be like a brawling kind of thing. Sure. I'll give you like a 1d6 damage. You wanna try and hurt him?
That's a 3.
Yeah, he falls to the ground in front of you, and he looks back at you. Yeah, kind of like that. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
Well, be careful.
He's an idiot, don't worry.
And as you continue, and he was
I
he
never
was about
said I was
right.
continuing. I just said, and as Ryan was hip checking him, I'm going, we've been half an hour.
Can I roll perception hearing and see if I hear a woman
Where?
distance?
You can certainly try.
I highly doubt this guy was walking for an hour, and also I want to
Half an
roll
hour.
perception tracking to see if there were any sort of hoof prints that came along here,
Okay.
as in horses, very recently.
Okay.
I rolled an 11. My hearing sucks.
You hear a lot of birds and natural foresty sounds as you guys are coming up to a tree line in the distance, and the not too far distance.
That is a 16.
Recent horse tracks? No.
I'm stopping right then and there.
Okay. He looks back at you and he still has that worried look. Why are you stopping? My wife is in danger.
You said you came along this road?
I did.
There are no recent horse tracks here. So you're here to tell us what the hell is going on here?
We
Or
came
we
from
stop right now.
We were traveling. We were traveling the other way. There are other roads through here. Please. I didn't come. You're coming from north? You're coming from Rodzen or from Adrian?
From Kane's Ride, jackass.
Okay. Is that an intimidation?
That's more of a statement. I mean, if you
Full
want me to roll,
intimidation
yeah.
anyway. It's more communication persuasion because I know you love communication rolls so much. Come, it's not so much a show of strength.
Sorry, it's only a 14 this time.
Well, dang. He kind of, as you say this, and then the panic turns into this glower of just like a how dare you talk to me kind of way. Like how dare you talk to me that way? And he just says, if you're not going to help me, then give me my boy back, and we'll find someone who will.
Well, from the sounds of it, you didn't have the time to. So
It cut out. Say
find
again.
the damn. It's like, bro. Well, from the sounds like back there, time to wait around. Where did you suddenly find the? What is it? Find the. Oh God, what is it I'm trying to say? Where'd you suddenly find the privilege to wait around for someone to help you?
We weren't waiting. We were moving. Look, we're right around the bend. Can you just go? Can't you just help me?
Start telling the damn truth, or we're not helping you.
He looks at you, and then he just says, "Fine. Give me my boy back." And he reaches to take
I
his
don't
son
trust
back
you.
from you.
How does the kid react?
The boy has been crying ever since he sort of broke. He's just been like, first it was really loud crying, now it's just like a lot of sobbing.
How does he react to the guy? How does he react to the guy reaching out?
He seems to be holding onto his leg that you have been
My
looking
leg!
at. And he doesn't roll perception again.
15.
Okay. Yeah, he's more intent on his leg, and even as the man reaches out and like puts his hands around the boy's like middle to sort of take him back, he doesn't seem to like reach out and grab him or anything like that. He seems to.
Does he recoil?
He doesn't necessarily recoil, but he also does not reach out.
That's odd. Very odd.
So he's going to attempt to take the boy back.
I'm gonna shove him away and just go. Why is your son not reaching out for his father?
He says, "No one's asking a little girl like you for parenting advice."
And no one's asking a liar like you for the truth.
I'm gonna stop. Right
like, I think
there.
I want the truth.
Like, I think we do want the truth, Ray. I think you want to rephrase that a little bit.
Yeah, I thought we were asking for the truth.
I know, but I'm just saying this is hammering the nail home.
And as you say that to him, as you shove him back, he goes forward and shoves back at you.
Drawing the sword and just pointing at him and go, "Do it again, I dare you."
All right. So I'm going to say we're going to have to roll initiative here.
Awesome.
Oh.
Only one kind of person would react like that to protecting a child.
I told you we shouldn't have gone.
I told you.
Told you.
Listen, there were two things. It was either this was going to be, or we're going to have to save this kid. We had to go.
17.
Nice.
6 stunt points.
Dang.
How does that matter so much on initiative?
Where's the dry erase marker?
The cat stole it. Oh,
What do you add to initiative? I don't actually know that.
Initiative is your dexterity. It is 3d6 plus your dexterity. And if you have the
18.
initiative focus, you can add that.
18.
Wow. Alright, so
Listen,
I got 18,
I'm a
17.
dex-based ranger. Not really. I mean, I just dumped all my stats into dex and fighting.
So I heard 18 from Rhea, 17 from Tari. How'd you guys do?
17.
17 from Arade?
Oh, I had an 8.
An 8?
Yes.
Whoops.
God damn it.
18, 17, 17.
Add a 6 on the stunt die.
Okay, what was on your stunt die, Arade?
5.
Okay. Alright.
Just reminded me.
And actually, I said we wouldn't have went for half an hour after 10 minutes, I'm raising questions.
That's fair. Arade.
Will this be a long fight?
Not necessarily. And I might, hold on one second. Just one moment.
Is that a nervous, not long fight laughter, as in we're gonna die, or?
Oh, I didn't say anything like that. All I was going to say was.
See you next week.
All I was going to say was, as this man goes to shove you and you hold your sword out, he backs away. We'll say this happened before I rolled initiative. He backs away from you, and he kind of gives you this little smirk. He kind of gives you this little smirk, and he says, "1 second."
Wait, I had something for this.
I did have something for this. He said, all you had to do, little girl, was follow directions, and you might have been one of the few little shits that got away from people like us alive. That's not going to happen today, is it?
Stabbing him.
And he blows, he does the finger
Whistling thing?
whistle. The finger whistle. But
Once
that's all you
again-
hear before you guys were actually prepared to fight. I'm gonna make a note of that because that is where we are going to end. I'm not gonna start combat after 10 o'clock. I won't start combat after 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
But
As I want to say this, as soon as he goes to finger whistle, boy's getting stabbed.
well, considering you are first in the initiative, Rhea, that can absolutely happen. Yeah. I'm certainly not going to, despite you guys being ever so clever, I'm not gonna punish you for figuring things out sooner than I hoped you would. I wanted to kill you with a big fight, but now you might kill all my people. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen. You don't know how many people there are. So
Or bears.
there might be bears. Just for that, there's gonna be a bear.
God damn it.
I was actually looking at specializations, and one of them, I get a bear.
Please don't.
I'm
Please
really
don't.
tempted.
An owl bear?
It should be an owl bear.
Alright.
DM hack,
No.
yes.
That's fair.
Yes. So that
Well,
being said, guys,
Then we
thank
can
you so
finally
much.
fulfill our daily requisition of hugging an owlbear.
I do love owl bears. They're pretty fantastic. Guys, everyone who joined us today in chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this lovely Tabletop Tuesday. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself for the rest of the week now because I'm just going to be sitting here waiting to fight you guys. I
It
just
sucks that we only do this one.
I just learned to fight. But we'll have to start off our next session with some fighting and then some more stuff going down. To my players, you guys are lovely. Thank you all so much. You're fantastic, and you did a great job today. So good. We will see you all next on Thursday. Hopefully, Empress Jenn, now that she's back, will be joining us on Thursday.
I think I will.
Yeah! Oh, hey, that sounded like bits. Thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. So we will see you guys on Thursday for Thump Day Game Night. We're back to playing some more board games. I don't know what we're playing yet, but we're gonna figure it out. We'll see. Do remember that as you are hanging out, even on Thursdays or Sunday, whenever we're here, all bits donations are going to our donation goal towards our lodgings for Origins Game Fair next month. So if we do get that filled, we'll be streaming from Origins. So keep that in mind. Whoops. And yeah. Thanks again to my players. Thanks again to you all. And thanks again everyone for watching. And
Have
go
a good night.
go play.
Yeah, go play.
Go play in your dreams. Go play in your dreams because it's late. Good night, guys.
Right.